All right, so we're back with another episode of A Couple of Thoughts podcast. This is number 9. We're rolling through. One more to number 10.
One more to number 10.
9. All right, I'm Beans.
I'm Bree.
I'm Amber.
It's your boy Drew.
All right,
you know what would be lit before we even get into it? What if, like, for the 10th thing, we even, like, did something? You know?
Well, what do we do?
Like a giveaway or some shit? I don't know.
What the fuck?
Like
what do we
What
give
are we
away?
giving away?
True, you're right.
If we had something to give away, I'd be like, all right, cool. But I don't know what to give away.
You're right. Yeah.
It has to be a surprise.
It just 10 just seems like such a that's a.
What am I gonna give? A piece of my hair?
It's a piece of my hair.
No, you should just come with it braided back. Just come.
I could have done that if I didn't get a haircut.
Oh, yeah,
oh shit!
I could have.
Oh,
You know, it's a little too late now. It's a little too late now.
We
need to do something crazy. We need to think of something that's like crazy to do. Like gotta do something to your partner, or your partner has to do something.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like the episode 10 just can't be the regular.
Yeah, so we'll figure something to do.
So that's like what 2 months and a half of doing it. That's a while. 10 episodes in, so I think we definitely got to think
we'll do
about
something.
This week.
Yeah, we'll do something for that
episode 10. What y'all week been looking like?
Cool.
Shit, today was pretty. My week started off good. Today Monday.
Yeah,
We started off
Why
good.
today? What happened today?
You know, made a little money. You know, what I'm saying, at the crib. Hey, you know, I was up. You know, I was up a little 9-piece by 9:01 this morning. I was cool. I had a good day today.
On the what?
Good day today, huh?
On the crypto?
No, you know, little penny stocks here and there. You know.
Oh shit!
You know.
The day trading?
Yeah, you know, I was trying to go back to sleep. I was like, oh, it's 9:01, I'm going back to bed.
Hey, but that's really crazy what's going on with that, though. Like, right now with all them stock shits.
Yeah.
Because my shit was going crazy today, too. Like, it was almost like unbelievably crazy.
I'm out here doing it, like, for my gambling fix. Because I find
it fun.
Because that shit's fun.
Gamble.
But the thing is, even, like, that's really the perfect thing for you to do because, at least you'll have something. When you gamble, you just end up with nothing. So even if you gamble with that.
I win gambling.
Sometimes, man.
I win gambling.
Can't win it all.
Yeah, you don't win all the time, B.
I don't win all the time. I don't win all the time on this shit. I got my ass whipped last week.
But you still have like a safety net.
But you still end up with something,
there.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's just, I'm not tripping. It is.
That really is a good alternative to gambling.
And I'm gambling on the
He's
video games now.
To gamble on
I
the video
games. I just found the app where I can load up with random people. No, I mean I just found the app today. I can load up with random people and play for money. It's lit.
Oh, okay.
Random people?
Yeah, there's random people online.
Would you go to those big tournaments?
Hell yeah. I don't think I'm that good. I'm not that good. But I would.
You put the money up already or into something? Like,
yeah, it's like basically the app is basically used as like escrow. So they like take the money and then whoever wins, they pay it out.
That's lit.
Oh shit, that was like the show I was watching.
I could never
the
do
black
that.
football, was he a football player or a basketball player? The show I was watching that one day, and he ended up going to an underground gaming party, and it was like they did it like it was illegal. It was in this garage. You got patted down to get in.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to that. Turn me up.
Yeah,
I forgot what the name. You know the name, Drew. You're just not trying to help me out right now.
I don't know.
So you made some money?
Yeah, so that's a good start to my week. I'm trying to get this order. I got this order that might come through. Like a really, really, really big order. So if that comes through, I'm waiting on news from that. So
see that? So we literally seen the transition of whenever shit was just dead for you.
Yeah, shit was dead to right now. Shit turning up.
Things are starting to pick back up. Oh man, about to say.
What about you, Bree?
I'm off to a good week. I think I kind of went a little crazy over the weekend. I think I may have bought like 7 new plants.
Oh, she was buying plants. It looked like a motherfucking rainforest in here.
I like 7 new
It's like a
plants.
rainforest.
I'm really excited. I'm letting them just kind of like transition and get used to the space before I move them into other pots. But I'm happy.
Yeah, it looked like a motherfucking rainforest. You gotta see.
It's like a rainforest.
Drew's plant.
Yeah, because
You
taking
need
care
to show her your
care of
plant.
plants is not that easy.
That's
at
what I'm
all.
saying.
I want to say that.
I'm saying
I
if she
will
go
say
out and
that.
teach people all the stuff that she knows about it,
Cause
she
you
will
buy real plants, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they're hard as fuck.
My nigga, she had me go pick up a cactus.
He had to go pick up my cactus the other day. I'm so
cactus?
excited.
Oh, I seen it on your Instagram, I think.
Yes.
From an aerial type of view. Yeah, that's
Yes.
You know, cactus would be easy to take care of though, because
Are
cactus.
they really?
I killed my
Yes.
last one.
How?
So I think one.
You don't have to water them every day.
I needed to put it in a different type of pot. It needed a drainage hole, and it didn't have one. I think ultimately it probably just ended up rotting. So yeah, we're gonna try it again with this one.
Oh.
So this one's bigger, and I'm excited because I got
That's
the pot.
hilarious.
I got like the right soil and stuff like that. So We'll see.
That's lit.
Yeah.
That's super
But
lit.
yeah, our little plant died.
Amber, how was your week?
Man, I've been
Stressful.
fucking stressed.
Stressed
I really
out. And putting it on
underestimated.
me?
I've been really underestimating the amount of homework I had.
And
Cause
putting
like
it on
I
me.
had a homework assignment, right? And it seemed like it wasn't much. But when I opened it up, I had 2 lectures. They're about 30 minutes long. 2 part 1, part B assignments. And then the homework. But the actual homework was 2 questions, but it was part A, B, C, D, and E. So it was a 4-part 1 question type thing. So it was stressed. I was stressed.
She got so
I've been
pissed
stressed.
off yesterday.
Oh
that,
my
because
God.
my schedule was not busy yesterday. So I'm upstairs laying down watching TV, relaxing. And she calls me like, aren't you gonna come clean the carpet? I was like, yeah, I will later, but you should do it now because you be saying I'm like, what the? Are you mad because you have homework to do and I get to chill upstairs and watch television?
Yes.
Like she was.
Because he's not being productive. That's
Nigga,
what
I can have one day. I can have one day to chill out.
But I asked
One day.
the reason. Okay, so I asked Drew. I was like, Drew, can you steam the carpet?
You can finish with your week. Talk about your week. Let's not just stay on that.
And he said, I'm gonna do it later. Y'all, has the carpet been steamed? No.
We're not gonna. You just went too
No.
crazy yesterday.
No, it hasn't.
You went way
I'm gonna
too
do it
crazy.
later. Turns into
How's the rest of your weekend?
me,
Amber?
black
How's the rest of
woman.
your week,
I'll
Amber?
do it myself.
How's the rest of your week, Amber?
Just really, just trying to figure out my life, like outside of work and school. Trying to find like personal time and stuff. But that's really my week, man. Today is is day 1 of this week, so I'm just gonna try to ease into it. It got off to a good start. My company got bought out, so that was really odd to me that my company sold to this huge conglomerate, like the top property management company in the world. So they got bought out by them. So it was this weird kind of transition there. Oh, and me and Drew are engaged now.
So that's lit.
So we're
That's a thing now.
So that's a thing.
Congrats.
Yes. So we've been kind of easing people into the news.
Just trying to throw that in.
Yeah, you just say, oh,
like,
me and Drew.
it's like we went and got dinner and we're engaged.
Yeah, we're engaged.
Yeah.
We did a real whole thing. Like, he's been saying he's gonna start a vlog forever. So he was like writing a song, and he was rapping.
They know how I was gonna do it.
Oh,
They probably knew.
Well, that's how he did
3
it.
weeks ago, probably. Remember my idea that I had to do it? I basically just did that, but not on the podcast. But they knew like my idea of how I was gonna do it.
Okay, well, yeah, he did that, and it was really random. And he recorded the whole thing. And I had my bonnet on my head. I looked trash, but it was beautiful. It was really nice. And but it's been really eventful. A lot of changes going on, work, school, and we're engaged now. So
Yes, I had a real good week.
My dad said about time. So
I had a very good week. It started with that. Of course, I knew she was gonna say yes, but I still was nervous.
Why do guys get nervous?
I don't know. It's just like that's a huge.
that
Like
makes
I didn't even tell
sense.
Beans
Still
to like
saying
2 days after. I think I told my mom like 2 days. Like it took a lot for me to like take that in. Like that's a huge like. It's huge whenever you sign a car lease. Like for me, like that's a huge thing. Like let alone like proposal.
You ain't gonna get rid of that shit.
Yeah, like a car. Yeah, it took a while to like really sink it fully in. But Amber's going to tend to the dog. But and then after that, I got a friend out here. It's a friend / business partner. We're doing like this meal prep thing. So we had started that this week. So that's been real lit. I bought a bike. Which I've been, and everybody who knows me, I love
We've been talking
bikes.
We've been talking about that.
Yeah, like I'm so happy.
You gonna ride your bike by yourself? I don't have a bike.
I'm so happy I got this bike because like I love riding. It's the most peaceful.
This nigga Drew bought a children's bike and tried to tell me it was an adult bike. He bought it off some crackhead nigga in
Off of crackhead. But the thing is, I love that bike. I love that bike. I bought it off the crackhead for like $15 and 5 Chick-fil-A tickets, coupons.
I got the
bike. We used to ride that shit around.
I used to ride that shit in the apartment, dead ass shit, on the 13th floor, which is weird. But I got a bike today. I organized.
No, they were cool.
I organized a lot of my Chick-fil-A shit, so it's like we're getting back a lot busy now. So I have brought back more employees. We got like 25 employees now. So like, and then it's just like a lot of leveling out right now. It was a real good week. A real good week, I would say. A real good week.
I think it's gonna be really weird though, because I think shit is turning around, but I think it's gonna go right back.
Yeah.
You
Because
think?
everybody's kind of forgetting that this shit is still going on,
Yeah.
and people are acting like
Do
it's
you know
not.
Texas? We had our biggest day of the COVID on last Thursday, where we had 250 new cases in one day.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm
One day,
saying,
yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. People are out like this
Right.
shit is not.
I know.
Matter of fact, we went out and actually we had dinner
Edgewood
out.
is jumping.
We had dinner out.
Drew.
Edgewood
Edgewood?
is jumping.
It looks like it's always
I've
Are
been
you
seeing
serious?
on it. I've been seeing stuff on the
Bro.
internet. On the
Edgewood?
It's
internet.
wild.
jumping.
Edgewood is like
Jumping.
it's always been.
all the way from BQE all the way down to, what is that, sound
Full
table?
of people.
I don't know.
Did y'all go?
But Edgewood is
Hell no.
Hell no.
One of my managers last weekend was supposed to go over a family's thing, barbecue, but his wife was like, no, we don't need to go yet. The thing is still out. And somebody at the barbecue had coronavirus.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's
bro.
like, it
that
seems
shit
like
is-
now
that
more
shit is
people
still out.
around you are even getting it because everybody cross mingling with each other.
Because
and shit
everybody's
like that.
acting like this
Yep,
shit's not
like this
still
shit,
a
yep.
thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I know the mayor had put out, like, even though people are protesting, that they still need to go get tested.
Yeah.
Because it's just like people have been out in like swarms.
Swarms.
Especially
like,
with the
large
protests. Like
Especially with the
everyone's around
protests,
each other
yep.
during the
Protests.
protests. Like
That's
And
really
there's no
crazy.
telling.
that's why, bro, I'm not going to any of that shit.
Who has what? I don't know. It's
I'm nervous. I kind of just want to get
And like you
tested
said, it's
because-
gonna be real weird whenever the shit open and then the shit gotta close right the fuck
They're
back.
gonna close right the fuck back.
Yeah.
Right the
Because
fuck
this shit's
back.
gonna spike. I looked at our numbers and our shit, like, since, like, I think, like, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, Georgia's numbers is damn near doubled.
Damn.
Like, we're almost at 50K now.
50K
Confirmed
death?
cases. Confirmed cases.
Oh, okay.
damn,
yeah,
I
but I
thought
said we
y'all
weren't
was
that high before.
We're in the 20s, I think, like 28 or some
See?
shit like that. We had
This shit's
almost
gonna
I
like
get
wonder
100K.
what we
crazy.
are.
I know we had 248, which our biggest last week in one day. Oh, and I must say another lit thing, because we had our private text, and I think the couple of podcast discussion we started that. That was a big thing. I think that's cool.
Okay, so
I think
will
that's
say
cool.
I do appreciate it. This shit has gone left.
It's gone left.
Bro,
It's
that
gone
shit has gone
left.
left.
And I'm wondering, Drew said he gonna say something, and I'm like, somebody got his gift. Like, it's
Because the
gone
thing is,
left.
None
I
of
haven't
us
said
are
anything.
responding.
None of us are talking
None
yet.
of us are talking
But it's just
right
like,
now.
but the thing is, everyone that we added knows each other, so they're all in there just talking about random shit that has nothing to do with.
I don't know,
anything.
but I really feel like Drew like stepped up and he was like, "Oh yeah, we'll save it for the podcast."
I tried.
Like I told you, like
And
he
they just kept
tried,
going.
and then
They
she
just
was
kept
like,
going.
"Ain't nobody gonna
Ran
answer
with
my
it.
question." And I was like,
And they just kept going.
But-
And that's what I was telling her. I was like, the whole idea of it was to discuss what
The
we talked
episode.
about in the
Yes.
podcast. So after the fact, not before.
But you know,
No, it's just like-
but I was thinking of a way to do it because like we won't be able to really control that too much. But what if like every day we just said, what do y'all think about from episode 3, the topic this, and started the
Yeah, we can do
conversation,
that.
and then like every
Okay.
day, so that way we kind of direct the conversation in the group, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Versus people
Yeah,
just.
But
This
the only thing
shit
is,
gone
only thing
crazy.
is when it's over, and they want to keep going. They talk about it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because that's
Well-
what happened this time.
I definitely clicked on. I said, "Wait,
They
where are
talk
we?
about
Where did we
spitting in
go?"
each other's mouths and shit. I don't know what happened.
Okay, or what if we just closed it and opened it up every Friday?
Can you close
can't.
it?
Oh, you
Ah.
There's no way
can.
to close it.
You can.
Oh, damn.
I don't think so.
Man,
I
it
wonder if you
was
can
so
do
much.
that on like Group Me or something.
When I
I
got
got
off
like
of work,
200
when I
something
got off of
notifications.
work, I had to
Yeah.
just go through all of it, just run through, and then some of
I
y'all
did.
put in voice recordings. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was
I was
good.
like, all right, fuck it. I don't know what's happening.
it was that shit. Because I was asking them, I was like, how do y'all feel about being added to this? And they were like, yeah. They were jumping on it. So I was like, okay,
Okay,
bet.
so for everybody who doesn't know, I guess we'll say it here
Oh,
for
yeah.
people who watch and don't know. If you're on Instagram and you want to join our
Oh.
Instagram discussion thread,
Yes.
you can just send us a DM on Instagram at a couple of thoughts pod, and we'll add you to it, and you can talk about all the topics with
Any
us in
topic,
there,
yes.
and everyone else is in the group. too.
And for everybody in the group now, in the discussion
It's not
now,
for
and
the
anybody who
week.
comes in is for topics from the episode. If a topic is brought up that has not been on the episode, we can save it for a future episode. So therefore,
we'll
we can
talk
have
about
the
it in
conversation.
the episode, and then
Yes.
we'll all talk about it.
Please, viewers, please. Let's save the content for the video, and then we just discuss it in the thread. Boom, makes sense, right?
Because if we talk too much about it, y'all asses ain't gonna want to watch no more. Talk about
Yeah.
That's why I didn't even put my take
Yeah,
on it or anything
no.
like that. I tried to even say, okay, yeah, we'll wait, then we'll drop it, and then we can all discuss it on Friday. But it was like, boom, and
That
then
shit,
it just
yeah.
was open. It was going.
Pretty much.
All right, so I guess I'll start.
What you got?
So, my thing is, How do you give your partner affirmations and things like that?
How do you give them affirmations?
Yeah.
How do you affirm your partner?
Outside of
and also like going about also that too. I guess complimenting them will fall into that too. So like, how do you go about doing those sort of things?
Oh, that's a good time. Okay, I like that one.
Yeah.
And because I would love to hear what the women say. I know for me, like any other guy does, even in the beginning of the relationship, I constantly say it. I put it every day. I probably say, oh, definitely the I love you, and definitely like the beautiful, oh, you look good, or like you might be walking down, bonnet on or something, you be like, look at that, girl, you looking might grab a cheek or something like that, like, and that's non-stop. Like, you don't gotta even be dressed up. You don't gotta be. Yeah,
I'm hitting it with the Mr. Hotspot joint. Look at you looking like that.
And that's even just in the house on some chill, like just look at you. Yeah, just like that.
Niggas they used to look at Campbell's soup commercial.
That's what it is. Like, you be doing cat calls in the house and shit like y'all not together. Like, look at you. Come here. Look at you looking good as you want to look. Like, shit like. And that's nonstop. Yeah. But okay, let me hear what you got to say, Amber, because I'm about ready. I got my
What I got to say?
Yeah.
I feel like, when you come home, you got your hair cut, I always make sure to compliment you, or like, I feel like I'm not a verbal affirmation person.
Please let me know. Because that affirmation is she'll tell you 2 days later, oh, your haircut look nice.
I don't. No, I don't. I will tell him
my shit already grown back in.
Exactly.
He's BSing.
I'm not lying.
But the thing about it is, Drew will go get his haircut and put his do-rag on, and I won't see it for 2 days. So
no, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Drew will get a haircut and ready fresh off the chair and put a hat on.
Yes, like I won't see his haircut for days.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's the truth. Nobody on the cast has even seen it. But and I'm growing my hair now too.
But I can tell because he has his beard and stuff like shaped up, so that's how I kind of notice. But like when he cleans up or he cooks and stuff like that, I make sure to kind of affirm him or tell him how much how he's a strong leader, especially when I feel like he's having like, I don't know, tougher days. It's more of like kind of random for me. It's not as, I don't want to say it is random. Women
don't give enough affirmation.
Whatever. Yes,
I was over here trying to think, and I was
they don't do
like,
it that often.
They don't do it that often.
I don't think I do.
And they don't do it as heartfully as much as like I don't always be wanting to go to extra,
women
but
love
I'll
to
go
try to say that men aren't thoughtful, but like it'd be like the little shit that you guys just don't pay attention to, like that. Even that, like that's thoughtful.
No, I pay attention
because it's a conscious decision to do that.
No. I pay attention to the things you do, but as far as like affirming you, I think I tell you more often than not, like, hey, handsome.
That's so low key, like
that's good.
I would say
that's
like,
more recent.
No,
he said more recent.
That is more recent because we had a conversation and like he likes for things to be verbalized.
Yes,
we're like having like conversations about like love languages and things like that. So it's like I have been consciously trying to be more aware of like the things that I say to him.
Yeah,
I'll give you credit for that.
I also say like I tell him thank you and that like I appreciate you a lot. Aww. Like you really like woke up this morning like. He almost kind of like badgered me. He was like, "Do you want me to cook you breakfast?" And I was just
like, that's so nice.
Yeah, I mean, I got
because Aaron don't get up early. How early was it?
This man ain't went to sleep.
I ain't really go to sleep.
Up.
You didn't go to sleep.
So yeah, like he cooked and he
bro.
cleaned the kitchen. He don't like to use the dishwasher. I'm a dishwasher queen. He put the dishes in the dishwasher and
that is so amazing.
But the thing is,
and I'm gonna tell you,
but I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's so crazy because like what Bean said, it's like. Whenever you do that often, it becomes the norm.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. I do that,
and
Amber does not.
Cooking for
it's
me.
A damn lie.
I always say thank you. Yes, I do. He's exaggerating. I always appreciate. I'm always so grateful when he cooks.
But the thing is, no, you're grateful, but like she said, she doesn't verbalize it. So yeah, I may see it on her face a little bit that she's thankful for this. But sometimes you want the all out. Thank you, baby. Oh, I've been cleaning up like crazy. I'm lying. I'm lying.
Drew's cleaning cleaning is different from my cleaning.
Oh, she's about to blow my mind.
But it's real. People clean differently. People clean differently.
We clean different.
I clean this downstairs be spotless. Are you Amber?
Okay.
You gonna lie? You gonna lie? You gonna lie?
I'm not.
You take out some
lying.
cleaning
Your
products?
cleaning is different from my cleaning. He cleans up and yes, he straightens up.
He's
But
straight.
I'm talking about. But the thing is, it's like she's so
Did you
used to
vacuum?
it now, to the point where now it's like, oh, I just expect that of him, and it's like, yes, it is. At least that's the vibe. It's how I take it, and that's how I take it. It's like she's just used to it, and I would love it.
And Drew, that's the important part. It's how you take it.
Exactly, it's how I take it, and I want you to verbalize.
It's not about what. It's never the intent. The intent doesn't matter.
I do thank you for
It's how I
straightening
take
it
it.
up.
I want you to verbalize
I
more.
do.
I want you now to verbalize more in a relationship how much you appreciate me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I feel like this is the place to say the things that you want, and then it's just like they kind of can't argue with you about it because it's like you look crazy.
Because you know this will be. But we kind of even had like a little thing about this yesterday because I was like, damn, I've been trying to clean, I've been trying to cook. I done went to the grocery store the last time, dolo by myself, and people know when you're in a relationship. That's
It's crazy because I was doing this nonstop when I had a car.
And it's just like a lot. It's like, damn, I've been feeling like this week, like I've been Mr. Super Guy, like Mr. Super Boyfriend, fiance, super fiance, and it's like, damn.
But Drew, what I would do though,
Bro, that's the name of the
for real
episode.
though.
Yeah, super fiance.
I feel like men have to be patted and scratched constantly.
Yes,
but women
we
can do it without shit.
No, but Amber, I scratch and rub you constantly.
That's not true. When I had a car and I was keeping shit
If
together,
Amber come off
organized
of
food in
when
the
Amber
house.
come off of work, it's you look good. Oh, you look good today. And this is after she don't work 8 hours. I'm like, oh, you look good, babe. I come off of work, nigga, you stink. Are you gonna take a shower? I'm like, damn. What Jay-Z said, where's the love? Ain't no love.
They love to point out that stuff.
I'm telling you, it's a
They
fact.
love to.
Any man who's watching
They
this
love
in the
to.
comments could put
You went to I said thank you. I said I appreciate you for going to the grocery store yesterday. You gonna sit here and say that I did not?
yes, you did.
Okay, so what are you talking about?
saying I grocery store to you. We ain't went to the grocery store yet. I always go to the grocery store by myself.
In the beginning, I did all of that. I did all of that, and I didn't need the affirmations and
You
stuff.
got it anyway.
No.
But it wasn't like it wasn't consistently.
But I
like
think
how
him and
you
I need
want
to
it.
go together because he's a snacker and I'm not. So when I buy food, I buy food.
Hey, I just walked to the
And
little
he
bodega up the
literally
street,
goes
get by
and
my
wants
snacks.
all the snacks, and it's
Them
just
niggas
like,
worth of snacks.
Them niggas open 24 hours a
he'll,
day.
he'll open the pantry and he's
That's
like,
clutch.
"Oh, we don't have nothing quick to snack on." No, bro, we got food. We'll go cook something.
She want me to go cook. Every time I'm hungry, she's like, we'll go cook.
But
some
that's
shit.
what I'm used to. I'm not a snacker.
Ain't no chips in this motherfucker.
We
No.
got some. We got
I
some
like
meat in the
cooking.
freezer.
Right? Go ahead and take that.
She want to thaw out some shit. I got to season. I ain't trying to do all that shit.
Why do y'all think that men give more affirmations than the women? Do you think it's because somebody loves somebody more in a relationship?
No.
Or do you think people love each other equally?
I do not.
I don't think it's
I don't
like.
think so.
I don't think
has
it's,
to
first
be
of all,
think-
on that alone, I don't think it's ever
love.
equal.
What?
With love. That's what I meant.
I don't think
That's
it's ever
kind of
equal.
like.
First, that this has necessarily anything to do with that topic, but when he said, is the love equal? I don't think it's ever equal. I think somebody always loves somebody more than
Somebody
the other
more.
person does. I always think that.
Wow.
But I think that even when we read the book Where the Superior Man, I feel like men have to feel challenged. Like I feel like they have to feel like they're like reaching, like I don't know, like fulfilling their full, like I don't know, going at their fullest potential. So if I'm constantly, I feel like it would be overwhelming for you, or it would go unnoticed if I were just constantly praising you.
No, that should be
I don't know.
Turn me up.
No.
Turn me up.
I'll say that.
If I did
think
something
it
to
got to be a
deserve it.
fair balance.
I feel like it has to be a balance.
But I think it should be moved a little bit more to the spectrum of the side of giving more.
Yeah. I think if we had the percentage wise,
praise.
we had like 85-15.
Men
You know,
do it a
move that
real
motherfucker to
Oh
like
my God.
40-60 at least. You know what I'm saying?
So Amber, and this is honest, be honest, in the relationship, who do you think gives more verbal appreciation?
You, because you're more verbal, period. In general.
Beans is the more one, and Beans is not verbal. So if she points to Beans, you point to me. It's a fact. Out of the 4 people in here, everybody agrees that the man gives more appreciation.
You know.
So the
Not
problem
appreciation.
is,
Not appreciation.
problem
Because I can
is-
appreciate you, but the fact that you wanted
exactly.
No, not appreciation, because I appreciate you. I do appreciate you.
But I don't
You
know
are
if you don't say it.
verbally-
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
affirmation.
Yeah, if you don't
So-
say it, I don't know it. I'm not
Yeah, we're saying
I'm still with you. I
We're saying
appreciate
who
you.
shows it more.
Yeah.
That's
Who
not a
verbally
good,
shows
that's not a
it
good
more.
thing. I'm still with you.
I
That's
text
not.
you.
That doesn't affirm me of anything.
Exactly.
You get nice
Because the
little
thing
head
is,
rubs every now and
the
then. You
minute
don't have
we
one.
stop, if there's one time Amber gets ready to go somewhere, I don't look cute. Like, damn, like, give me a, like, can I say, like, wait, what? Like, the minute you don't get that little affirmation, or let it go a day by, like, say she cleans up, this and that.
No, I don't say
I
shit
done did
about
all,
that.
like, okay.
I really don't.
All I know is I think every man in a relationship would love to get a little bit more verbal appreciation given.
Okay.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah, that's cool right there.
Just like when a kid gets a good grade on the test, you want to tell him, "Oh, good job." You know, you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've started praising Drew when I praised Fivio, so.
And do you know how much Fivio? You know that dog? How much he get every time this nigga
My
pee on the
nigga.
pad?
Yo,
Oh,
don't get me
good
started
boy,
on the dog, bro. Yo, don't get me
Oh, yeah,
started on
she-
the dog,
she-
bro.
dog,
I moved
she
to third
grabbed-
place in this household.
No.
I am third place. I have no competition.
What dogs, plants, beans?
Bro, I'm at the bottom. I'm bottom of the totem
No,
pole.
you're not.
Bro, I try to go in the bed. I try to get a little cuddle in. The dog gotta come too. God damn.
Yeah, oh my God!
Bro, the
Yes,
dog gotta
And
come
I had to
too.
like ban Fivio from the bed, and like she can't tell me, "Oh, Andrew, you look cute today." Every fucking day, Fivio, "Oh, you so handsome, you're so cute," and I'm on the couch like,
Hey, I mean, like, this little nigga ruined in my life.
yeah, exactly. Like she'll grab him. "Oh my God, you're just so beautiful. I can't put you down." I'm like, "What the fuck am I?"
He get this little smirk and it's like, "Oh, I can't be, you're so cute, I can't get mad at you." I'm like, shit, if I smile at you, man, what you smiling at?
And then Fivio, he's so evil. He'll be on her shoulder and he looks at me like, "I'm like, this damn dog."
I know Bear doesn't do that like that.
So I don't know if I asked y'all this before, and it's really odd that I haven't or we haven't discussed this. But how did y'all meet? Have I asked you that?
Is this-
'Cause I don't
hold on,
know.
is
Do
this-
you know?
I know. I slid in the DMs, you know.
Yeah.
Slip
Oh
and
my
slide.
Oh.
King Slide, I told y'all.
Slip and slide. Slip
Lie.
and slide. Yeah,
But let you tell it.
slide.
Social media.
I
What platform was
The
it?
Hello to people and
She was
don't know
she was
them.
on I guess our mutual friend. I don't know.
Story.
Yeah, on her.
We
She
went
was
to
on
the
her story.
high because we
I
went
think-
to the Infinity Mirrors
Yeah.
exhibit because she was here.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Who that?" And I clicked on her page, and then I followed her, and I just slid. I think the first thing might have been, "Damn, I did emoji you." I think.
You emoji the,
The
hell
heart,
out of
see,
me.
the hard
You
eyes.
emoji the hell
I
out of
told
me.
you.
And I was
I
just
think
like,
I
told you.
Okay.
And this nigga had the nerve
But
to say whenever he puts it there.
No,
But
but
the
no,
thing
I didn't want
is,
anything from that.
He was like, I didn't want anything from it, so I was just like, whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's not how that happened. It ended up being a conversation. We ended up talking. We talked for a
No.
little
Yeah,
while,
but
and
it
then we put
starts,
together a
want,
date.
when you put the heart eyes in there, that's like the initiation. And you say,
No.
"Oh, I'm gonna hit him." I seen you say, "I'm gonna put the heart eyes and see like," and then you see how it
Okay,
goes.
but
But like literally,
Okay, that's
Like-
what I'm saying. Sometimes I do that because I want something out of it.
but
I
you
don't
said well,
always
most
do
of the
that.
time you don't want
Most
it.
of the time I don't.
Whatever, you can't pick. But anyways,
I said, what do you, it's the same thing. If
Yeah,
I said
he sent me
sometimes I do
the-
want something, then the most of the time I don't. What do you mean? Sometimes we
whatever.
The other time.
He sent the friend request, and I asked like a homegirl, and I was like, "Who is this?" And she was like, "Oh, Beans, he's cool. He travels." And I was just like,
You know the vibes?
Oh, yeah. Wait, so her
Okay.
first thing is, "Oh, he's cool." Wait, she called him Beans. Oh yeah, Beans worldwide. And she said, "Oh, he travels."
because she knows that I like to travel too, and then she was just like,
Yeah.
"He's cool," and I was just like, "Okay." Because I think your page may have been private. I know mine was
I
private.
think at the time it was
at
private.
the time, and I was just like, "I don't know who this is," and you the only mutual follower. Who is this?
And he just slid in your DMs with the hard eyes, and then
I
your
think
response
after
is,
And I was
After
gone.
you
the
go through,
picture.
look through his
I
page
was gone
first.
at the time too.
I did. Yeah, I went and looked at like his pictures, and I was just like, a cute little light skinned boy. But I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And I think you were
I was
gone.
in between trips. I was in Paris, and I was just talking to her. I was like, "Oh, when I get back, yada yada yada, we could like beat up and shit."
Link.
Or that meant to be your idea.
I remember this.
Somehow
I
we got
remember
on like
this. That
the
might have been
topic
her
idea.
of like drinks and things
That
like
might
that.
have
Then
been
we
her
started
idea.
talking about beer. and you were saying how you didn't like IPAs, and IPAs are like my favorite beer, and I was like, I know a cool brewery, you should go there.
Yeah, so we went to that. Like when I was in town.
I remember this. This is so
We
funny.
went to a brewery.
So that's how we met.
Yeah, it was cold. It was like
It was cold as shit.
it was like late January.
It was end of January.
End of January. It was cold. So I
And
remember I
after
had
the
just got
first
back.
date, what were y'all
Oh,
thoughts?
because you were out of town. I had just got back from DR.
Yeah, I just got back in town. I was leaving again.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in a few days.
What'd you say?
What were y'all first thoughts like after the first date?
Refreshing.
Cause y'all just were friends for a long
That's what she
time.
told me. I remember her telling me that.
This is refreshing.
What did you
What'd you say?
Refreshing.
Refreshing?
Like it's when you know, like you go. I guess like I've
Look
been
at
single
these
for like a
blushing.
very long
Just
time.
blushing.
I guess he's been single for a very long time, and like it's hard to meet people and you just actually like have genuine conversations, and it's not like forced. So it was just nice to like sit down and like talk and not like, and just as a woman not feel as though he wanted something from me. So it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
That is cool. You can just like
What was your
have
thoughts
a
of the first date?
conversation.
Yeah, and
just
it's very rare,
vibe
especially in
and-
Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh, she was cool, and then she cute, and then I was just like, huh, this just ended. No, nothing. That's okay.
Oh my gosh! So you did want something?
No,
you
I didn't want anything. I was just saying that, oh no, nothing came from it. I was actually more so like cool with the fact that nothing happened off of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. And then we were talking.
Nothing happened. Like what?
You know the vibes.
Sexual.
You know the vibes.
Bro.
Because let him tell it. Oh! What just happened? What?
Nothing happens. Sexual.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
But yeah, no, but like,
But-
but I didn't even get like that. Like, I didn't really get that like feeling that it was anything like that was gonna happen. It was just more so like, all right, if I do want anything out of this, I'm gonna have to work for it, no matter what that is.
What?
And I was just like, all right, cool. And then I ended up going back out of town, and then we like talked and shit for a while, and then I ain't see her for a long time after that.
Really?
Yep. And then she invited me to her
No.
birthday party, and I later found out she invited all the niggas she was dating. So I probably like dapped up with some of the niggas she was dating and shit. I was like, bro, huh?
Yeah.
Why? I mean,
That sounds
why
like
not? I mean, the thing is, like, let you tell it. You said you didn't want no relationship. You wasn't looking for me anything.
I did it.
You cool people.
Yep.
Other people are here. It's my birthday. So let's have fun.
Yep. Sounds about right. Sounds about
I found
right.
that out way
That is
after the
hilarious.
fact. But it was all right.
I mean, you shouldn't feel any type of way because
I
you
mean, we
didn't
were
want
together,
anything.
and we weren't together anyway.
So you should
did
do
what
it
you
that
want to do.
way.
I mean, you
Yeah.
could at least not have me dapping
But
the
that's
niggas
funny.
up. But
You don't know who was who.
Oh!
You don't know who was who.
I mean, they weren't together.
And you know her friends probably knew.
Yeah,
like,
her
oh,
friends
Ricky
knew.
Bree, she get the
And
choose.
you know her
The
friends
friends
knew.
knew.
It wasn't even that type of party.
But it's okay because I got to drive her back to the
I
house.
said it wasn't that
I
time.
drove her back to the house that night.
You did drive me back. I think.
So that's
I think
what
I
all that
kinda,
matters
like,
in the end.
bullied you.
Yeah,
into
she bullied
doing
me.
that.
I'm riding
I was
with you.
drunk. It was my birthday.
I'm riding with you.
Oh, that's
And then my
perfect. That
cousin
means
was
you
like,
got- I
so she
choose
chose you.
And my cousin was really
babe.
like, we don't know this
Basically.
nigga. I'm going with you. And I was just like,
Nigga, we all go to the
okay,
same
my
place.
cousin's going with
Where they all
us.
got in your car?
Yeah, we got in my car.
Uh-huh.
This was when I had the X5.
Per the usual, this nigga's always
always
the
the
driver,
driver, bro.
Why?
Yeah.
always the
Always.
fucking driver. How does that happen?
Always.
That's so
I mean,
hilarious.
because we couldn't really fit in.
And you
Oh,
went
they
there
were
by
with somebody
yourself,
else. And they all couldn't fit in
I
the
couldn't
car.
get in Steve-O's car.
That's
And
what
I
it
didn't
was.
want to Uber.
and they all get into
Yeah, so
your
they all
truck.
got in my car. And then, yeah.
Cause it was a car. Steve had a car full of people. It was a lot of people that came back here. And I fell asleep.
See, it's good, y'all. So y'all stories matches each other's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember that episode of Martin where they were talking, Tina and Martin were talking about how they met, and everybody's story was completely different. Because even my story from just the sideline when y'all first started talking, literally goes exactly like that. Exactly like that. He slid in the DMs. And he was like, he was on you hard. He was just like, that was because he came out here to Texas and everything. He was showing us your Instagram and shit.
I was just like, why are you
He was
showing
like,
my
yeah, she
pictures
cool.
to your friends and to your mama and you
This
don't want
nigga was
nothing?
going in. Like,
No,
Make it
because
make sense.
no, that was way down the line though. That was like
Yeah.
July when he came out here.
that was summertime. That was like way after your birthday.
Oh,
and
when
shit.
we actually
Yeah,
started,
that's when
like,
we
hanging
actually
out.
started hanging out and shit. That wasn't before that.
Yeah.
I say shout out to Euphoria. That's the reason we started hanging out.
Yeah, 'cause I started pulling up every
Where?
show
Euphoria on HBO with Zendaya.
I started pulling up.
We
Oh,
started
yeah.
watching
I
that
like
together.
Euphoria.
every week to watch it.
to
We were
watch
watching
it.
that together.
That was a good show.
Bean probably even want to watch it. Like,
No,
oh yeah,
I do like the
let's
show.
watch
I like
this.
the show. It's cool.
Nah,
That was a cool show.
I
It was
gotta
produced
take
by
myself out of it.
By
Maybe
Drake?
you did
Yeah,
want
Drake
something
produced it.
when you was
She
coming
said
over.
maybe
Drake does have a producer credit
does.
on that show.
Yeah, he
I didn't know
does.
that.
EP.
I did not know
Yeah.
that at all. Nigga, I did not know that.
We should watch it again.
Amber, what's your version of how we met? I would love to hear this.
Well, Drew, we share mutual friends. And
we don't have mutual friends.
I mean, we know
Mutual
some of the
people.
same people. So he who shall not be named. I dated someone. But at the time, when I really did not know when Drew was around, it was so weird. Like, Drew has been around me before, but I've never noticed it.
For a year?
I never really noticed him until one night. It was like when time got pushed back and Aaron was throwing a party.
You know the vibes?
13B.
I don't know this person.
You know the vibes?
The party person,
You
the
know the
drinking
vibes?
person, the one.
Boy, what?
I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
So,
Every night was a party
You
at
know the
20M.
Aaron was throwing a party, and me and my homegirl came.
That was a crazy
That
party
party
that
was
night.
wild.
And we
that
came
night.
to like,
That was crazy.
and we came like towards the end of the party. But Drew, he was like freestyling, and we was like, who is this nigga? And he was like freestyling the whole time.
You sound about right.
And like everybody was just like, having a good time. It was a vibe or whatever. And so I don't think I stayed for long because it was like shit. It was late as
It was
fuck.
late as
Yeah, it was
fuck because we
dumb
were
late.
trying to get
It was
everybody to
super late
leave,
at
but
that point.
people were just like
It
playing
was
space.
late.
Yeah,
it was
late as
super
shit.
late. So that was my first
That's
instant.
lit
That was the
party.
first time I noticed Drew. That was the first time I
Man, that's
noticed Drew.
fucked up.
And
Fucked up. Wait until you hear my side of the story, but continue.
But that was the first time I noticed him. I realized it triggered me like who he was. And so after that, I went on about my life.
It was a long time.
It was a long time. And then
I really got her friend number that night.
yeah.
Weird enough, because she was there with a girl, and I ended up getting her friend's number, which is weird.
Yeah, but nothing came of it.
Nothing came of it.
And
Or did it? I'm just
Oh
playing.
my
Oh
God.
my
That was a
God.
joke. Let me not
Oh my
stop.
God.
It was a fucking joke. It was a joke.
So-
Podcast humor. It was a joke.
Hey, you're taking us to the next level. I appreciate it. We're going to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. That might go viral.
So basically, after that, we went on about our lives and whatnot. But Drew, he had DM'd me before, but I used to never check my Facebook
It was on
DM.
Facebook, yeah, Facebook.
I never checked it. And then like I got Snapchat, and I found him on Snapchat. I followed him on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And so when I finally accepted his friend request on Facebook, I noticed how positive he was, how he just had great energy. And I was like, oh, okay, this guy's super cool. I just, he seems dope. So he posted something on Snapchat.
So I seem dope.
Yeah, he posted something on Snapchat, and I had sent him emoji laughing or something.
Hold on, when was
Yeah.
this?
And then
So Amber slid
How
into
long was
my
this after the
DMs.
party?
a long ass time, like a
If the
year.
party was 20M, so this would probably been
Because it had to be
20M
before
was
that Christmas
2015.
party.
Yeah, it was before,
Yeah.
but it was right before
Okay.
the Christmas party. Though.
It was right.
like it was the Christmas party. It was
Okay.
November.
All
It
right,
was
so this
November.
is like a year
Yeah.
after the fact. Yeah, definitely a little over a year.
Yeah.
That's a while.
Yeah, so then I forgot. I think I invited him to a party. I invited both of y'all to a party off of Terra Boulevard, and then we had a
That's
good.
not how it went.
Was it?
See, she don't remember.
Oh my God.
No. After that,
I will say this:
That's
you guys were a much longer time ago than ours. Ours wasn't
Yeah.
that long ago.
Yeah, true.
But
that
I mean, it was
wasn't
a
that
year
long
ago, but
ago.
still.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not that
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
was that? But when I invited you to that,
We went on
party,
a date before that party.
We did? No, we didn't. Our date was after that party. Anyway, so we invited Aaron and Drew pulled up to the party. After the party, went to Waffle House, whatever. After that, me and Drew just hit it off, and then we went on our first date.
Yeah.
Then he asked me on a date. It was super dope. After I rushed off of work, he got his tickets to the Botanical Garden. It was freezing outside. It was super cold.
I had on the
But we were
boots.
talking the whole time. We went to it was off of Marietta Street, that sports bar. I forgot what it's called.
Stats.
So it was a sports bar from Marietta Street.
Either Stats or the one right next to the.
It was Hudson Grill.
Yeah, Hudson Grill.
It was-
I'm saying to the Hudson Grill or
It was Hudson
Stats.
Grill.
It may have been.
Those are the only two that I know.
It
The
may
one
have
across the Hudson Grill that's across from that taco spot.
What taco spot?
You know that taco spot
Yeah.
on Peachtree?
What taco
Huh?
spot?
Taco something.
The one taco
I don't
shit.
know.
That's on.
I
It's
don't
something.
It
know.
depends.
I
On,
think
it
it
also
was Hudson
depends on
Grill
how
on Peachtree. That was the
far
one.
or down Mirror Street.
It was
you are.
Hudson Grill,
That was
like
Hudson Grill.
17th Street.
No,
something?
if you
Yeah,
were
it was
by
Hudson Grill. I know
17th,
it
that
was.
wasn't
That
Hudson.
wasn't Hudson Grill. You were up there.
You were up.
You
It was
going
Hudson
closer
though.
to
It was
Midtown.
Hudson Grill.
Hudson is right next to the
It's
park.
next to
Sports
Centennial.
bar.
It's right next to the park.
It was some place where for two people to eat cost you at least $90.
It might not have been
$90?
Hudson. It might
Oh,
not
then
have
it
been
wasn't
Hudson.
Talking
Hudson Grill.
Well, the Hudson Grill is pretty cheap.
But and drinks.
It wasn't
Maybe
expensive.
Stats
It wasn't.
counted.
Stats is up there.
It wasn't a 5-star. It wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't stats. But anyway, so after that, we went for drinks, and after that, my homegirl, her and this dude she was dating had an Airbnb downtown, so they was like, "Come over, we just drinking stuff." So after Hudson Girl, we went to the Airbnb, got drunk, just was like talking.
She was there with a friend.
But it was like
she was there with she already had a guy there.
Okay. So
couldn't even wait.
But anyways, so we got super drunk, and then we were kissing, and then we passed out on the couch, and we woke up at like 7 a.m.
She passed out. I was up, pissed off. I'm gonna tell you the real story of how this all went here.
No,
she was good up to a certain point. Well, it's her point of view, so your story is your story.
So my other homegirl, she passed out, and so we were all drunk, fell asleep, woke up 7 a.m. He was late for work. I had to rush to work, so it was so much fun. Like after that day, I was like, we just hit it off, and after that, we just kind of talked and hung out all the time.
Agreed.
Okay. So,
but the little twisted part that I put in there. So she slid in my DM on Snapchat, and I was like, of course, this is my like heyday. So I'm like, okay, boom, boom, bop, shoot her, Drew. So I'm like, okay, boom, you slide in the DMs. I already know. Every fella knows if a girl slides with laughing emojis in your DM, it's up and stuck, like as people say. So I'm like, okay, so she's trying to shoot her shot. Cool. I put some rope on that. So I was like, and man, remind you now. Now I'd seen Amber before. Like even when, like she said, when they came over, it was Bean's brother's birthday. We went to Follies one time, so I done seen her, and I seen you in Lovejoy. I'm almost positive I have, but yeah. So I'm like, okay, boom. I already know how she look. I kind of know her energy already. Like she said, a lot of people who we knew I already knew. So as men. You always, especially live in Atlanta, you be like, you try to get a scouting report on everybody.
Oh so yeah, I asked Thomas about Drew.
You try to get you get a scouting report on who, especially the fellas. I know girls probably do it, but the fellas we do scouting report. So I get the scouting report. I'm reading the scouting report. I'm like, okay, boo boo bop. She do the you slide into my DM. Oh yeah, and then yeah, the rest of the story was actually true. It was just basically because after that. Me and Beans was at my cousin's house all the way in Snellville, and then Amber was like, "Oh, there's a party in Riverdale or some shit," and we were hesitant to go, but Beans was like, "Oh, I got a gun, Yeah, and we drove separate cars, so me and Beans was racing. I think we went from the north side to the south side like in 20-something minutes, because we was doing like $140 down 70. Yeah. You remember that? Like 145, like we was speeding down that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I was like, this is my first time linking with her. I was like, oh, I gotta hurry up down there. We was flirting it. I remember it specifically. And then Beans had got pulled over that night with liquor. His gun was in his car. It was really.
And then he got away with it.
He got away with it.
This day, I have no idea.
Aaron always gets out of it at the Christmas party. At the Christmas party, the cop just let us go.
I don't know how.
That's why I don't know how the fuck I got out of that.
You know why? It's because of colorism. You're light skinned. Let it be a dark skinned person behind the wheel.
Let it be Keenan.
Let it be Keenan. Keenan would have got locked up so fast.
Oh god.
Nigga Beans had a gun. Nigga had alcohol in his car. He was drunk. But after that, and then we went on the date. Yeah. And like you said, it was cool. It hit. But the thing is, for me, the part I realized, like, okay, yeah, this is a lit situation a little bit later. Because with me, I could hit it off with anybody in my head. So in her head, it might be like, oh, he's different. But in my head, I'm like, I expected you to fuck with me and know I was dope. So it was just like that, and it was exactly.
We fell off after that though.
I generally feel like that too.
About people?
Yeah,
like that you can kick it off with anybody, right? Yeah, it takes a while for me to be like, oh, this is. Yeah, exactly. It takes a while for me to be like, okay, yeah, this is somebody different, or this one is unique. But at the beginning, I can hit it off with anybody, so it's like I didn't really read too much into it being.
You know,
get
in where I fit in.
Yeah, chameleon. You sound like a snake.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
She said a chameleon.
Drew is a snake.
Kind of like a snake.
Drew is a snake.
You sound like a snake.
Drew
is all men are snakes at the beginning. All men.
I wouldn't even say I was a snake.
I wasn't a snake. Don't do that shit.
Ask her. What I say? What I say on our first date? What I say?
About what?
I didn't say I didn't want to be in a relationship.
Oh no, you did.
Hey.
You said it, but in the back of your mind, you was like, "Ooh, what can I get from this?"
Yeah, it wasn't a relationship.
Snaky ass. Snake. You are
That's not a
a
snake.
snake.
That's not a snake.
Yeah,
I'm being
what's the
upfront about it.
Snake.
I was being upfront about it. I said I didn't want a relationship.
Yeah, I don't know.
That-
I don't
that-
remember
that
how
was
the
always a
relationship even came about.
Yeah, so at
I
that
don't
point,
think we
anything
asked
else.
each other. It was just
So if
like
I say I don't
natural
want a
thing.
relationship and we still
Yeah.
talking, that means anything else come out with it, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Male logic.
No, that means
that out.
I
Yeah,
put a
no,
ceiling
listen,
on this.
Drew was-
Above the ceiling is a relationship. Everything under
Drew
this I'm cool
said
with.
he didn't want a relationship, but he wanted to
You're
have.
fine.
Aaron
sex.
wants to do all the things
Yeah, 'cause I
that
remember we even stopped
encompass
talking.
a relationship without
Yeah.
having a relationship. That doesn't make sense to me. Men do
You know-
that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
'Cause I wasn't ready. But I also told her
That
too.
was how I was
also
was.
told her too, like, a part of the reason why I didn't want to be in a relationship isn't all just because she swears I'm like, I do have trust issues.
You need to work through your trust
But because
issue.
of my trust issues and stuff, I'm telling her it's not all because of that. I also like gotta focus on other shit. And
Because
I know
you're a
that
man and you
to
have a
work in a
checklist.
relationship that it takes away your time.
What?
So I'm trying to focus on these businesses and shit. That's being in a relationship take up time,
A
money, and all
man-
kind of other shit.
So I genuinely feel as though men have
Yeah.
like a checklist where they have to get these things off their list before they can even like fathom being in a relationship. I don't understand why you just like can't
Yeah,
do.
that's kinda-
Because you can't like
both.
it's like I'm not trying to have like no kids and shit and be struggling. What the fuck I look like.
I said a relationship. I
Yeah,
said
and
about no
it
children.
almost
That
goes
shit
back
comes with
to-
that sometimes. I ain't fucking with that shit. I'm trying to be
I have
straight.
a fur child.
I don't want to have to think about shit. If I want to
no.
go do something, I want to be able to go do it.
Yeah.
And not have to think about how much it's gonna cost or nothing else. Have all my business, all my ducks in a row. Got my money coming in.
But I also think that's like just the difference between like men and women.
I feel like you never.
Yeah,
did
because
that.
men are just like, oh, I need to do all these things, and like a man genuinely won't be ready
But-
until
The
like
list never
fucking 34,
ends,
35,
honestly.
and then you gonna find something else to add to your
That's
list.
like
Yeah,
the guy.
it
Remember the
never
guy, the
ends.
guy in the podcast who was like, I wouldn't get in a relationship until you're fully okay with that. But it's like you can never be fully perfect. Like you can't say, okay, I got my finances in place, I have my this in place, I'm super mature, I'm trustworthy, I'm gonna trust people, and then say,
Then
okay,
shit
then
fall
I'm gonna
off
get in a
the
relationship.
side,
But
and
you
you
know,
like,
if you do,
yeah.
I know.
even like outside of that, like all your other shit out the system, like that 20M phase, like
Yeah,
if all that
hell
shit
yeah.
wasn't out of like the system, it's just like,
partying,
all right, that's gonna happen again.
partying,
You would be still
partying or fucking?
Yeah,
Because I'm confused.
Primarily fucking, but if you don't get it all out your system,
both. I think
then
this goes back to everybody got to go through a whole
I think
stage.
everybody.
I think people, period.
Every
have to go through
person
that.
has to
That
go
shit's
through
important.
a whole stage. And if if you meet a girl and she say, "Oh, I had one boyfriend, I slept with one person," well, you
Later
can't
on-
even take her
later
seriously
on,
because you need to be.
It might be okay.
you
Later
need to
on,
be-
she's gonna be
you
like,
need to have
"Oh,
10 or
what
more
else
bodies.
dick is out there.
Yeah, she gonna want to go through that phase. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. You have to go
It is
through
different.
that whole
not
phase.
necessarily.
You have
Not
to-
necessarily.
Not necessarily,
Oh.
because I say this as a person who has a good friend who has been in a relationship with her partner now, who's married,
Of course, there's
and
outliers.
they've
I'm talking about
been
the
married.
general
They've been
rule.
together since high school, and that's all she know.
So he never had a whole phase either,
That's
right?
all they know
Neither
for
one
the
of them?
last. They literally have been
Hey,
together
that
for
story not
10
over yet.
years.
Drew,
What-
that story
what-
not
what-
over yet.
They've been together
sister
for
That
10
story
years.
not over
Yeah,
yet.
that story not over
yet.
And my thing is
That
like, for
story
y'all
not
been
over
together
yet.
for 10 years,
I don't
and
give a
she's
damn.
what,
That
a year
story
younger
ain't
than
over
I
yet.
am, and it's just
That
like,
story
that's
not
all-
over
Not
yet.
over yet.
I don't know. I feel as though
That
the
story
girl,
not
My
over
sister
yet.
been married to her
but
husband
to go
since
through like high school, young
and,
adults,
she
to
pushes
this,
me to
like,
live my life.
That story
Exactly.
not over yet.
She pushes me to do the exact opposite she did.
Fivio, chill.
She always, oh my God.
Everybody has to go through a whole phase.
But I remember I had went to Vegas and Drew was like tripping out because it was All-Star weekend. He was so upset. I went to Vegas with my homegirls.
That wasn't Vegas, that was New Orleans.
New Orleans with my homegirls. And it was so crazy because the people I was with, it would have been so much fun, but I decided to leave because Drew, he was acting the fool. But like the first night she knew Floyd
that's
Mayweather,
cool.
the second night she was on FaceTime with Fetty Wap. It was crazy.
Listen to the stupid stuff you're saying.
she knows people, so
Okay,
you
you're in a
can
session
have a
with
good
Floyd
time.
Mayweather. What would that mean?
You just,
Like, what's
you
so
just
exciting
know
about
people
being
so
with
that you know that you will have
Mayweather?
something to do, and that like at what point in time are you ever going to be in a space again when you know somebody who knows a whole bunch of people, and it's All-Star weekend, so it's just like
You weren't
Yeah.
gonna. You have nothing to network.
you're
What's
going
even-
to have fun. You don't
Anyways,
have to go and try
that
to
was-
make no money or network or try to make a whole bunch of friends, or maybe you can try to make friends off of it.
You can have fun
No.
by yourself.
But anyways, that was the point. I just feel like my sister was pushing me to like kind of she since she got married young and started having kids early, she wants me to kind of go the other route where I can like do what I live my life, to the fullest, do what I want to do before, you know, kind of like committing to someone, because you're not going to get that time back. Like a lot of basically all her 20s she spent in a relationship, she spent married with kids. Not that she regrets it, but, you know, I feel like since she kind of took that route, she wants me to go the other way.
So do you wish you stayed in New Orleans?
I don't think it would have mattered if I had to stay there. But I mean, I'm glad I had. I don't think it would have mattered, but when I did leave,
it would have mattered to Drew.
But I think like to the point that you're making right now,
it would
Amber,
have mattered to Drew.
I see both sides where it's like I see people who are like in their 40s and they're just like, yep, we're 40s, we're empty nesters, let's do this, da da da. Versus like people now are just like, oh, I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, I don't have kids, I want to continue to do things. And it's like I have a hard time grappling with like, do I want to have kids at a later age or do I want to have kids now just to kind of get it out the way? Because
ain't no get out the way. You gotta think about it. You got at least 18 before they out the house.
I know.
Before they out the house. So you gotta think.
Years.
So if you had kids right now,
one of his
you'd be
kids.
47.
How old would you
Not
be
even
when
40,
they
you
turn
be
18?
48.
47.
And they be getting the kick, go, bye.
Yeah, but you be old. I don't want to wait till I'm 50 to live my life.
But that's also, yeah.
And a lot of the time they don't
That's
leave when
exactly.
they 18.
But the thing is,
They
I
don't
think
leave.
the whole thing has to stop though, because I think when you had kids, it's not even like you can't live your life.
You can't get up and move how you want to move.
It's not that you can't live your life.
How many times, Drew? How many times
it's not like, but
just say just talking randomly and be like, "Oh shit, I found a flight, I'm about to go." Nigga, you can't do that with kids.
No,
you can't do that with a kid.
Yeah, but like think that's you, but you gotta think of how many people. I think like you gotta look at it like this. You saying that is so much of a mindset thing that I don't even think you understand it. Cause like there's a lot of people right now who make excuses on why they can't travel, but we know they can travel. Like Beans, right now if you had a kid,
you would take the kid
I honestly feel, while the kid is 1 or 2 or 3, you may not travel, but let that nigga be 4 years old, that nigga will be on the plane with you, he'll be dropped off at, cause nothing's gonna stop you from doing that. Not because of your scenario. There's been times where you might have even not, like, you would still, that's what you do. It's in your mind, that's what you do. So nothing, a kid not gonna stop you.
Like how you want to
like
live
nothing's gonna stop you from doing
though,
it.
like if we were to like have a kid,
yeah, he's gonna do that regardless.
8 or 9 months.
Hey,
because his mind
don't be talking that crazy shit up. What the hell?
But
No.
let's say next year.
She's acting like a kid in the
Knock on this
happen.
motherfucker
Oh
right
my
here or
gosh.
something. You good?
Things happen. But if we were to have a kid and you
no
still
things
want to
happen.
live internationally, that's still an option.
Shit.
You don't have to be here. Like, yes, it may be
course.
harder
You could've
because you
said
don't
8 or
have
9
like
years.
your support system and things like that internationally, but you can still have a family internationally.
And the thing is, because it's not gonna stop you. It's your mindset. Like people who say, "Oh, I don't want to have kids now because I still want to travel." Well, if you haven't traveled this whole time, what do you like? What do you mean
That's
a
not
kid?
your
Like,
hold-up.
yeah,
It's
it's a mindset thing.
Okay. So my question for you all is, you can either speak currently or to your past, but how do you feel about sending nudes to your partner?
Oh, that's a good one.
No face, no case.
Oh, okay. No face, no case.
Wait, what does that mean?
That means if your face not in, then nobody can say it's you.
Yeah.
That's how you feel about that? Or what?
Yeah. But if it drew, I mean, I don't think I would mind having my face in it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you even feel about sending nudes in a relationship after you've been in a relationship for a long time?
What do you mean? I think that's cool. Like if you've been together for a while, you send nudes and keep it spicy.
Oh man,
Love a nude.
we should talk to this one, please.
I would. She's saying that. Like I said, I was.
I was just like, y'all out there, y'all keeping it spicy.
I would
We've
love
sent
that.
nudes to each
My
other
nigga,
before. Drew is full of
I wish this
S-H-I-T.
shit was spicy. This shit is over here white people season.
White
Salt
people.
and pepper.
Whatever.
But Amber, when you think was the last time you sent a nudie?
Nudie.
2 years ago. No, probably a year and a half ago at least.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Wait, are y'all hearing us?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing y'all.
You're not.
Like, right now, I'm not hearing y'all at all.
I can hear them.
We're not talking.
I'm not hearing them. Let
Can
me
you hear
move
us
closer
now?
to
We're
you,
talking.
maybe. Yeah, I hear it now. Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't talking at first.
Oh. But yeah, I say nude people should send nudes. Like,
Yeah, I think you should.
You have to. I think sending nudes is cool. That's lit. Even if it's like what you see all the time, it's lit. Like, send a nudie. Like,
spice it up or something. You know.
What you say, Beans?
Nah, I was gonna take it left, but I'm gonna stop.
Why?
What were you gonna say?
I'll
say it's a safe place.
You know, flick the bean or something on the video.
Oh my gosh!
You guys told me to say it. You told me to say it.
It's lit. It's like what, like you said, it keeps it spicy. It keeps it spicy. That's lit. Like,
I don't know.
Like, imagine being at work. Cause I remember one time, like,
you gotta hide your phone. You're like, ooh, look at this shit.
Yeah, like I remember I was at work, and I just see different. I'm like, Amber done text me like 3 times. I'm like, oh God, what is this now? And I'm like, oh shit! I was at work like, oh, it's up in stock right now. I'm like, oh shit! Like nudies out the blue, like it's like that's just lit. That's lit.
The sky must be motherfucking purple or something today.
Oh my gosh!
I think it is a good thing to do. Because it keeps it spicy. It does keep it very, very spicy.
I think I'm more of a prude than you all.
I haven't gotten a nude in a while. You talk about me.
Because she be liking to critique a nigga nudes. Like, damn.
but no, I like,
you don't even remember the last time he sent me a nude.
The type of nudes that like women send. Like, I have sent them, and I feel like women send more like sensual nudes versus men are just like, here's my penis. Take it.
What type of nudes do women
I'm gonna
like?
start sending you like classical.
Yeah, because I
like I'm reaching out like this, and it's gonna be.
I'll flood the inbox with some nudes. What type of nudes do y'all like?
I'm gonna do a new photo shoot next time you leave the house.
Every time.
Yeah, nude photo shoot.
It's lit.
I don't know. I think at this point,
she acting like, oh no, I don't send nudes. I don't do that.
No,
and now she's talking about
that's
I did it in the
no,
past.
I've done
That's
it in the past.
News to me.
Like,
all them niggas get to see it when they want, but I can't.
No, when I say I've done it in the past, I've done it on one occurrence, just one time. But I think a part of me is just like hella scary because of what I've seen of like men like exposing women if they feel as though like they've been wronged or anything like that. So it's just like a part of me is just like, I really don't want to do that. If you feel as though
means you don't trust me.
Weaponize it.
That means you don't trust me.
It's not that I don't trust you now, but I just know that if things go south, then it's also possible.
Honestly, right now, do you think I'm that kind of person?
No, I don't. But
what's the problem?
But I also don't know what I would have to do to take you out of character. Because I know that people can do things to you to take you out of character.
Drew, I've been taken out of character. You've seen me be taken out of character in my life. You were around my last relationship. I ain't never done no shit like that. And I had plans.
Yeah, that would be some real messed up.
Because the thing is, once you get to that serious point in a relationship, nobody, I don't think, and I'm your fiance now, so I should get news because you know it ain't nothing going to happen.
Because I'm your fiance.
But yeah, I don't think Beans would do that. But I think nudes should definitely be sent. That's lit. And the thing is, they don't even have to even be like naked nudes. You could do like blow a real sensual kiss to your partner. You know what I mean? If that makes sense?
Mm-hmm. This is like
that makes sense?
Picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Send me some
lick
cheeks.
your lips real sexy.
You know,
send me some cheeks.
You know, just a little something.
Little something.
Yeah, you know, a little something, you know. Make me double take in my phone, but hold up, what's that?
Yes, sir.
What's that?
What's going on?
Hold up.
I don't know.
Move the camera real fast, do like a B-roll.
Oh my gosh. So nudes are appreciated.
You would know if I got them. I would let you know.
And I feel like they don't even have to be like a nude in the sense of fully naked. I honestly think it'll probably be better not.
Yeah, it could be a classy
nude. You took the time to go get an angle in a bra and panties or like a butt shot like that or some shit like that's lit. That's lit. That's up and stuck. Like that's up and stuck.
I went from Super Fiance to the episode might be called Up and Stuck.
Oh my god. I'm sick of it.
That's up and stuck. Ooh, I'm telling. That's one of those.
Have you ever been in a situation where your partner or somebody that you've dated wanted nudes and you maybe not wanted to send them?
You're in there right now.
I'm not talking. I'm just asking everybody.
Oh no, I had a dude who used to send me nudes was excessively.
God damn.
And I had to say, I will let you know if I want them.
Yeah. I think I've received, like, as a woman, more, like, unsolicited pictures than anything. And I'm just like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, like.
So y'all didn't even say what type of nudes do women like to get sent?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know. I think for me personally,
I don't think it really does much for women.
I think I would like to be forewarned before I
mean,
just
it's
open
a
his dick
dick.
on the screen.
I'd be like,
But
oh,
it don't gotta be.
sending,
It don't have to be a
so
dick.
which one
like,
is
what
send
if
a
nigga
picture?
do-
Oh, sending my dick.
What else?
And then
What
the
are you
next
supposed to be
picture.
doing with it?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess
I mean,
like.
it don't have to be a nude of a dick. Like, I'm not just saying a nude of your pussy. Like, you can do a nude. Like I said, of you blowing a kid. Like, what? Like, so
No,
y'all
I'm
don't.
talking about. You're asking me what type of dick stuff I like.
No, it don't have to be a nude of a dick. It could be a.
No, but I thought
might
you were
wanna see a
asking me.
picture
I
of the
thought you were
ball.
asking.
Oh my god.
I thought you were asking me what I
You might want
want.
to see the gooch.
Oh my god.
You might want to see the dude though. Put the phone like.
I don't know. I feel as though like it's different for men because I feel like men don't have as much to like show
We ain't got that much to offer.
versus like a woman.
Yes, we
So
do. I think we
I don't
do.
know.
No,
You do?
I mean, they
I
got
I done
three.
sent a lot of crazy nudes in my life.
You can
Okay.
send a video, kind of slow it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with a man,
So you can slow it down and then put like a song to it.
that's what I'm saying. See, like
Slow it
women,
down
like
with
that's
the
what I'm saying. So
phone.
you
Oh,
would
y'all
like
trying to
something
get in
like
Final
that.
Cut Pro.
Yo, be like, I send B's a video. Yo, edit this for me, but close your eyes. That'd be horrible. This nigga be like, bro,
Bro, I
what
would
the
throw my computer and phone out the window. Nigga, what the fuck?
Like I don't need this anymore.
Nigga,
Yo, B,
that's
yo, edit this for me.
Whatever
Hold that down,
episode
son.
of the podcast just happened will be the last.
But we can't do this no more. I don't have any technology.
This nigga think it's the podcast file, but it's my porno that I'm
Bro, I will be done, bro. I will fucking retire today. I'm done.
Oh my god.
Selling my computers, all of them. No electronic. I'm about to be a
I'm dead ass.
Amish.
Look,
That's funny.
I'm going
I'm
Amish.
dead ass this week. I'm working on a sensual man porno nude.
I might do a
silent.
silent now. I'm gonna do a silent film,
A silent film?
Yeah.
and I'm gonna edit that
It's gonna be
motherfucker
in black and white.
I'm gonna edit it to black and white.
Okay.
So look, that's what we're gonna do this week, and we're gonna say this to all the viewers. We're gonna do the guys are gonna do pornos, and they're gonna be like what 30 seconds.
Yeah, I can do 30 with some edits.
Oh my god.
My shit gonna be a production. I'm gonna have credits and everything on my shit.
This is gonna be a production. I'm gonna use iMovie, and then y'all gonna give us our reviews on our movie on the podcast. That's good for episode 10.
For episode 10?
No, but what do they gotta do? They gotta do something too. Then that's all.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta do something
some
too.
shit too.
Y'all gotta do the same. It's lit, and we all do our reviews. It's lit. Yes.
I'm sick of it. Oh
That's
my
episode
goodness.
10 right there. We all do nudes, and then we'll do our reviews on the podcast. We're gonna be critics. This is gonna be so hilarious.
Critics of each other.
Love this.
I love
production.
this. This is gonna be hilarious.
Critique and production.
That's pretty funny.
Yes. Oh, look, but what about this, y'all? I was thinking about this the other day whenever Amber was in one of her attitude moods. How do y'all think would be the best way to go about whenever you have one of the partners? Because I think every relationship probably has it like this, where you feel the other partner whether talks down on you, talks down to you, like where they don't respect, how to say it, like where they don't respect, where you almost talk, I would even say like where you feel like your partner doesn't respect you, and or if you're in a relationship where you have a partner who puts their hand on you. It doesn't have to be man to woman, because a lot of women hit the man too. So I'm basically saying like how do you deal in situations?
How do you deal with disrespect in your
If we're
relationship,
the
or what you
communi-
feel is disrespectful, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, what you feel is disrespectful. Yeah, and like how do you deal with that?
Oh, talk about it.
But the thing is, sometimes I mean, so that you just say talk
I
about
mean,
it.
That's
Simple as
like,
that.
if
Disrespect
somebody's
is also
beating you,
seen
I don't think
different.
you should stay with them. Yeah, it is seen differently. Like,
Disrespect
that's a
seen
great
differently.
point. But like, I know if I feel like, cause some things that you say or you don't think is disrespectful, and I do think it's disrespectful. So that's kind of where the communication comes into play. Where I tell you I don't like it because of this, even though you may have not even meant for it to come out that way.
And
But I feel like you can be really abrasive sometimes. So I may take it the wrong way.
And whenever you tell me that, then what's the response that you normally get? Oh, I didn't know you took it that way, or
Well, no, you explain, like, I feel like you go into like this whole like kind of thing where you weren't meaning it to come off that way, or it was an accident.
And my thing is for whenever you're in a relationship and whenever you're trying to, when you tell the person, oh, I don't like the way that you said that, and the person is super duper negative and has a wall up. like for example, listen to this. Just the other day, me and Amber having a conversation. I'm saying she's not even listening. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Because I can't hear y'all.
We didn't say anything.
I wasn't really talking out loud. She was tickling me and shit, and I was telling her to stop.
King ticklish. Like, I'm literally like touching his freaking calf muscle. He's like, that tickles.
He's been blushing all day. Now he's going crazy.
She's fucking tickling me.
I am not tickling you. That means so ticklish.
But like Amber, like we're talking, and Amber's not even listening, but she's just responding, but not listening.
Interesting.
And it's like I was so irritated and frustrated, like to the point where you almost want to be like, shut the fuck up, but then that's gonna go on to a whole thing. So what I just did was
you were doing most of the talking.
But what I just kind of did was just walk away from it, but I was so frustrated because
when you just walk away, that turned into a thing too.
For us, it turns into.
But the thing, I said I'm going upstairs. She was like, bye. I was like, what the fuck? You were wrong. No. What you mean? You can't tell me bye. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like, bye.
I didn't want to continue arguing with him.
But the thing is, it wasn't even an argument because I was right. And the thing is, later on the same day, we had a conversation about it. She's like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't understand. I'm like, okay. So my thing is, why not respect what I'm saying in the moment? If that makes sense,
because
in that moment it was coming off to me a different way. The way what you were telling me, I was receiving it in a different way. Like I told you that later on that day, it was like, oh, this is how I interpreted
but the thing is,
what
because
you
you weren't listening. All you were doing was wanting to respond. But if you would have took a second, even when we were going back and forth the dialogue, I was listening to what you were saying. I received the information, I registered it, and then I had my response to go off of what you said. I was given the information. You were not receiving it. You were not registering it. You just were in your head thinking on what you were going to say. And my thing is like, it's so frustrating. So I'm wondering, did anybody have a tip on what to do whenever?
She does this all the time, bro. I have no tips for you.
It's annoying. It's like,
but the thing about it is, Drew, when I say something, you don't. When I say something, he can't sit here and say he automatically is just receiving what I'm saying, because that's not the case. Sometimes it takes days for you to really understand how I feel a type of way. Like,
but the effort is the difference.
That wasn't about feeling away.
It's the fact that my thing is the fact that when she does it, it's the fact that you're not even trying to understand what I'm saying. You just want to respond to. You just want to talk.
Yes.
You want to get your point across.
I think at that point, if it ever gets to a side where it's just like you think I'm just like responding and I'm not listening to you, I think at some point,
I tell you,
that's fine.
I stop and I tell you, like, yo, you're not even listening right now.
But listen to me. I think at some point, something that you said either offended me, triggered me, or maybe like shut down and just become like defensive.
Am I a mind reader?
No, I'm not saying that you should be, but I'm trying to give you more insight to what happens, and also I guess like for me to be like reflective and just try to figure out why do I just kind of like shoot off responses instead of like actually listening to what you say. I just think I just may become more defensive in that time. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right at all.
What should we do in that position then? Just stop the conversation. Like I think when I went upstairs just yesterday, I was like, you know what? Anytime she gets like that, I'm stopping the conversation because I'm not gonna argue with somebody who's not listening.
That's my go-to.
Like I'm just like, and I already decided. And I was like, you know. But the thing is, when I do that, then I feel like, did I just pussy out? Like, did I just let her win that? Like, I felt like she was down there. At that point, it's like
you're really not doing anything but frustrating yourself at that point because you can't get across to them in that moment.
Yeah,
it's like now I'm just talking basically to myself.
Maybe
at this point.
And I think I don't know like how like you all's like disagreements or things like that may go, but I know at least for us, I need a moment to just like sit in my feelings and to kind of like replay what happened, to replay what you said or my interpretation of what you said, and then come to you, I guess, more so with like a calm demeanor. Like I just know when I'm upset, and I don't necessarily really know how to like rationalize things. But
I'm the same way.
I need to figure out how to like better communicate when I'm upset, but it's hard for me to communicate when I'm upset, when I'm used to like shutting the fuck up and not talking to anybody.
Me too.
That's how I am. I'm upset.
And Drew's the exact opposite.
My thing is, I don't like shit to sit.
Drew's the exact. He badgers me and makes it even worse.
I want nothing to sit.
And
like,
that's
why are we letting this shit just sit around like that?
You say, "Oh, I wanted to sit."
Get this shit out the way.
But
I don't want to deal with this shit all day.
But you're saying you wanted to sit, and like we come from a place where it's just like, give me a moment to rationalize how the fuck I feel right now, and then I'll have a conversation with you. But when you're just like pushing the envelope and you're like, we need to talk about it,
I get even more emotional.
It really like, it's more so frustrating. And then it's also just like, okay, well, this is what the fuck you want to do right now. We can have, I guess, this like back and forth moment when I'm telling you like, I need some time to just like be quiet. And like he takes that as like, so now the conversation's over. And it's like, it's not the conversation is over. It's just, I don't have anything productive to add to this space. Do y'all think that's a good way to do it?
Do y'all think that's a good way to do it?
Yeah, because when I'm in the heat of the moment.
No, do you think that's healthy to do?
For me to take a step back and think about what I want to say.
No, like to say like yesterday, we probably got in that little argument like at 10:30, but it probably wasn't until like 5:30.
Because I was studying that entire time.
Where it gets resolved.
I was doing homework I didn't have
you can't put a time limit on when
my
things
thing is
get
this
resolved.
though too. My thing is this
but
too. There has to be
what if you go to bed mad?
There has to be some sort of compromise.
But
you
can, as soon as I finish my
homework, I can't always
go
go to you and be like, oh, I'm just gonna give you like all the time, and now I just gotta sit around and then fuck up my whole damn day because you don't want to talk about it either. And sometimes you gotta meet in the middle.
But I think that's also the difference between like you take it as like you're gonna fuck up my whole day versus me. I know that that's something that I need to sort through in the back of my mind, but that may not be something I put my energy on in that moment. And there's other things that I need to get done before I can sit down and sort those things out.
At any moment, it's like, what if one of us dies? What if we like? What if yesterday? What if yesterday? After that argument, now I'm trying to talk, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I go out, I drive, and I get in a car accident, God forbid, and I die. You gonna feel upset with yourself over something that we could have easily talked through. Like, if it's big stuff that happens in a relationship, like somebody cheating or some crazy shit, okay, that's fine. That's going to take days. But if it's something like what we were arguing about yesterday, it's like, let's just
but it's not
listen to each other.
I didn't have time to argue
but it's not fair for you to rationalize and say, oh, well, we need to talk about it right now when you have somebody who needs to process.
Niggas die every day, B.
But it's not fair for you to try to rationalize and say that's your reason
and
for
then for
talking
you to
about
throw
it
in, oh, what if I die? Well, like... I was actually in the middle of doing something, like, and it took literally all day. And as soon as I wrapped up, I revisited that conversation.
But would you agree that you need to work on that?
What?
In a situation where you get frustrated, listening instead of just responding. That's my main thing. Is you understand that that's an issue.
I feel like I do that with topics that don't hit me as hard. So if it's something
so you understand that you do need to work on that, though, right? That's something.
Drew, I do understand it, and I've said this before. But the thing about it is, it depends on the nature of the topic. It depends on how seriously I feel about it. And if it's something that I feel like I feel very, very strongly about, and you're not seeing my side, I do shut down.
It's not about seeing your. You gotta remember, it's not about seeing your side because you already admitted to when you're frustrated. You're just wanting to not be wrong, and you're just responding.
No, it's not about not being wrong. It's about me feeling like you're not on my side, or you're not seeing things how I see it. Like, you're not actually feeling how I feel about it. You're just giving off your feedback, your response, but you're not really trying to see where I'm coming from. That's when I feel like, we just not seeing.
You're not being empathetic to how she feels.
Like, that's when I get really that's because you're not really taking into account how I'm feeling, my emotional response.
So
you cut out the emotional side of it, and you just go straight to logic. But if I feel so passionately about something and you're not recognizing that passion, then I will shut down and I will be like, you know what, fuck this conversation right now, because I'm getting too hot. I'm getting too hot at that point.
Okay, do you understand that that's something to work on?
I already said yes.
Then that's fine.
Oh, what do you like? I
didn't hear you say yes to that.
How did you not hear me say yes?
Remember how she said, "Don't say the but." She said, "Yes, but it's different thing." That's what
I was
she
gonna say that too, but I didn't want to
interrupt. It is different thing.
I didn't want to
interrupt.
She did the but, bro.
She did the but. If it's something you
okay, instead of but, how about I say yes? Okay, so how about I say however?
No, just say yes.
No,
I can express myself. I can express myself.
You don't want to listen into the
I'm not-
rationale.
Every time you say but,
You don't wanna
that
understand.
negates
That
everything
doesn't
before
that
that.
does
saying-
not negate
I
everything.
understand.
No,
you
it
said before
doesn't
that.
because I'm literally saying to you, I agree with
She
you.
just-
No,
But
it
this
didn't
is my
negate. I said I
stance on it.
agree, and I'm
I'm not
going into.
negating
I'm just
that I
telling you how I
understand,
feel about a
but
butt. I
you
told
need-
you guys this, I think week 1 or 2.
No, but you need to
Anytime
take
you say a
your-
butt,
Amber
so
said
why-
the
everything
same
before that,
thing
I don't
Amber
even care
said.
about
No,
no
so
more.
why is it that
No,
you want
no,
me
no,
to
no, no,
accept
no, no,
your
no, no,
butt,
no,
but you
no,
don't
no,
wanna
no,
accept
that
my
was
rationale?
completely
I don't
different.
No,
I
you
don't
want
butt
me
you.
to accept the
I don't
fact
say
that when
butts.
you, if I were to say but to you, that it negates everything else. But you
To
don't
me.
want to accept my rationale with me saying, yes, I understand, but when I say but, this is my stance on it.
Because
Why can't you do that?
I express to you how that comes off to me.
No,
And your
why do
intent-
you want me to accept
I
you,
just-
but you
I was
can't
just-
accept
Okay,
me?
I was
so
just about
I'll
to
just
answer
stop
it, and
saying
you didn't let me answer.
but. I would
The
say I would
the
like to
intent doesn't
add.
mean shit.
No.
Ever.
I'm not talking about the
understand. I
intent.
understand
When I say
that this
but,
is
I'm
something I
giving
have
you
to
my
improve on,
rationale.
but I would like
I'm not
to
talking
add.
about an intent.
I'm saying like what you meant or what you trying to do doesn't mean shit if I don't receive it.
Why is it that you?
I don't receive it
no,
that way. That's
why?
what I'm talking
Why
about.
can you?
But when the how,
No, that doesn't make
this is what
any
I'm talking
sense.
about. Because
That doesn't make any
what I'm telling you, no,
sense.
listen to this contradiction right here. When I'm trying to say how I receive things, it's that doesn't make sense. But when you say you need to sit with it and take time, that makes all the
That's
sense
not
in
what
the
I'm
world, but I
saying.
don't
Doesn't
understand.
make any sense. What I am saying doesn't make any sense is that you're saying, oh, if you were to apologize to me or say anything to me, but you use the word but, I don't hear the apology. I don't hear anything you say anything before that because it negates it. Why is it that you want me to be understanding of that? But when I sit here and I tell you, I say, yes, I understand, but, and I give you my rationale, you can't be understanding of my rationale.
Because
That
I
doesn't
just
make
told
sense.
you. I
Two
told
different
you.
con-
No,
It's
you
two
can't sit here and
different
tell
ways
me
of
I
looking
told
at
you.
you
you
can't
guys
tell
are
me to
trying
She's not gonna
accept
let
your
me answer.
butt.
Trying
What is
to
the point of her?
understand.
What is the point? Are you asking rhetorical questions?
No,
Every
because you're
time I go to
saying
answer, you start talking.
you're saying to
Like,
accept your
what is-
butt, but you can't
All right,
accept my
I'm
rationale.
done. I'm done talking then because every
This is
time
what
I
my
start
question
talking,
was. This is my
you
topic.
start talking again.
But the
So
thing
I'm
about
done.
it
I'm
is-
done.
Come on.
I'm done.
I wasn't
finished.
trying to negate Drew. I wasn't trying to negate Drew. I was just trying to kind of bring him into my world and help him understand my emotions behind the responses that I'm giving. It wasn't me negating it because we've had talks about this before. I used to be way worse off than I am now. So the fact that he's asking me this is really condescending because I was terrible.
But the thing
in
is,
the
she's
beginning.
still giving you her
I
rationale.
feel like that question is super.
We're saying the same thing. She's saying, yes, I'm saying, but I'm not negating you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm giving you my rationale. I'm giving you a glimpse into my mind for you to understand how I feel and why I said it and where I was at. Y'all need to get past
So
the
I got a
butt.
question.
If
So no,
y'all
no,
want
no,
us to
no,
get
no,
past
no, no,
the
no,
butt
no.
part, you need to get
Really
past
quick.
that too.
Hey, really quick. So we have to just accept how you give us shit, but you don't have to accept how we handle things.
That's not what I said.
That is. You just said that
No,
we
I
need to
did
get.
not.
You didn't just
I
say
take
we have to
this
get
shit
over the
all
butt.
the
That's not what you
I
just said.
said, why is
No,
it?
did you just say that?
Yes,
or no?
you have to get over
Okay,
the
so
butt.
you just said
and,
that
no,
I have to
listen,
accept how you
You
do
have
it.
to get over the butt,
That's
but you
not- I
also
didn't
have to
say but.
understand
Okay,
where
but
I'm
I'm
rationalizing.
anything.
Double
You're
standards.
not listening.
Double
argument.
standards,
You're
I'm
not
done.
listening.
I'm done. Double
You are
standards.
not
negate
listening
done.
anything
at
that
all.
I
done.
do.
You're
I'm
not
Exactly.
listening.
I'm done.
So why are you sitting here
You can't
talking
get rid of
like
your
that?
double standards.
Like,
I'm not.
what
That's
When
not
me
a
and
double
Drew had the
standard.
disagreement
I am
last
Like you
night.
literally
Hey,
just said
hey,
to
I am done
understand
talking about it.
how butt
I am
negates
finished.
everything that you're saying, and I
I am
said, cool,
finished.
I understand it.
No.
I also want you to understand when I am saying but, Amber and I are not negating what you say. We are not saying we disagree. We are not saying throw it out the window. We're saying this is an insight to how we feel about it. I don't know if you want me to use any other conjunction.
remember,
I don't want you to
Bree,
use
on the last
so,
I wanna say-
however, although,
I wanna
because
say
but is not
when-
it.
The argument that we
I'm over
had,
it.
I did not, when me and Drew had the disagreement, and I came, and me and Drew talked about it later, I didn't negate anything Drew said. I didn't say, but I did this or this, that, because I didn't do that. I took how Drew felt. I said, I understand, and I see how I came off to you, and I apologize. I didn't backtrack and say, but I didn't say any of that last night. So he getting on the podcast saying that, butts and shit. When
What
the
did I say
argument
about
at hand, I didn't disregard his feelings. I didn't go back and say, but I did this or that, like he did me, and like he did me when he wanted to say sorry and then say, but you did this and that. I didn't do any of that last night. I took Drew's apology, and I told him where I was wrong. I told him how I felt, and I told him how I took it. I didn't take away from how he felt or anything like that. But when I was in that, and on just now, what I was trying to tell you is I was just trying to bring you into the emotional response that you were getting. Like, so I wasn't trying to negate the whole thing, and I don't know. I just feel like you threw it into a zone where it really didn't fit. I don't know.
Are there any
why? Don't do that. That's so mean. Don't do that.
I'm on the same shit.
Don't do that.
I don't even know what else to speak. I don't even know what else to say on it.
Y'all don't.
What do you have to say?
Hey, do you think that?
I didn't negate. He ain't got shit to say because I didn't negate shit. I didn't negate shit.
Been integrated, or should we say segregated?
I didn't negate shit. I didn't negate anything.
All I was saying is the way the start. Remember, my question was, how do y'all deal with whenever sometimes during an argument or discussion with your partner, you feel like
and I told you, didn't we tell you? Now, how do you deal with it? How about that? How do you?
Like what I'm about to do right now. Just
why?
So this is how I deal with.
That's the funny thing. He already said that.
So that's
fine. I'm asking why.
Because there's no point. We can't get through.
This is how.
I'm not talking to myself. You can't. I'm not going to continue to talk to myself.
But my thing is, like, you're saying you're
like,
not talking to yourself, but you're not listening either. And you always want to, like, badger me about not being receptive and not listening and not listening.
Thing is, if you're wrong,
you're not, hold on. You're not listening to what I'm saying at all.
I heard you.
No, you didn't, because you're like, I'm done with this. I'm moving on. We're moving on. We gotta be your topic. I'm not listening.
I said I don't have a response. I don't mean I didn't listen to you. I don't have anything else to say.
But you didn't acknowledge that you heard me or that you understood.
Okay, well, I heard you and I understood. I have nothing else to say.
What do you understand?
Like, this is like, it makes you want to be like, I basically be thinking like, should you be like,
I'm not doing that with you right now.
You know those people, those guys who be like, girl, shut the fuck up. Didn't you hear what I said? I be thinking like, do I need to be on more towards that end of the spectrum?
No.
Like, next time she argues, they'd be like,
you would be by yourself.
Okay, but I'm saying, but it's like,
you would be worse. You would be worse than by yourself, because I would probably, I don't know, you couldn't do that with nobody like me, so it don't matter. You speaking crazy now.
Okay, but my thing is just the fact of, when I asked you the question where you put the but and you explained yourself, was just saying you understand though that I know where you come from. Like you said, you have come a long way, but I just want to make sure you understand that is not a good way to handle that.
Sometimes that's just not a good way to handle it. But it's challenging for me.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why, because at first I couldn't even hold the conversation. I would just have to completely just be like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this right now and come back to it. Boom. Now I can actually have a conversation with you about it in the moment. I felt like it was condescending for you to sit here and ask me.
Do you feel like it was
wrong? Because it's not condescending. Because
you already knew.
I know it's a podcast. So right now, we're all talking, and everybody who views this, they're going to be able to see you and Bree talk over us. And they can understand.
Like y'all do us all the time?
And they can understand.
Like you do us all the time?
And they can understand.
Like you do us all the time?
And they can understand.
Okay.
And listen, please.
All right.
Because I want them.
Okay. Drew don't overtalk me. Oh, every podcast they talk about how this nigga overtalk me.
No,
the reason why I asked her that question that I already know is so any woman watching this, and any men watching this, they can understand, so the woman can say, oh, so Amber knows that's something she needs to work on, that it's not okay to do that.
I've said this before on the cast.
I don't remember. You didn't say this.
Yeah,
that's why it's not trying to be condescending on the podcast. Oh, because I know how I met you. We still talked about that. I know a lot of stuff that I talk about on the podcast. But you bring it up because for the viewers to see it. I'm being condescending. Like, that's crazy.
And then you asked me, and I kept answering the question.
No, because whenever you put the question and you start going into all that, the viewer may think.
Because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. And it's not like, I did something insanely disrespectful or anything. It's just, we had a disagreement. You felt like I wasn't listening, and that was that. But after the disagreement was had, and we went to the resolve of the situation, I didn't negate anything you said, and I was receptive and open. But in that initial moment, I'm trying to get you, the whole thing started when I'm trying to get you to understand my emotional response and how I shut down.
Okay, but listen, Amber, well, like I said, for people watching this, my topic was how in a relationship do y'all deal when somebody during the argument isn't giving you the respect to talk. You said, oh, you don't even listen. You just you're responding and you kind of shut down. Okay, cool. I understand that. I understand you came a long way. Any podcast that we talked about before this, I talked about your communication skills have gotten better. For people watching, because the whole thing of my question is how do you deal with it, is for people to see, okay, a lot of the time it may be in our scenario, the woman that shuts down during the conversation, that it is something for you to work on. That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to be condescending or throw you under the bus or say, oh, you're not good at this, or for you to take it the wrong way. I'm not trying to do that at all. We're giving information from experiences on our relationship to help people who are viewing it.
Okay.
That's it, Amber. I know you came a long way.
Thank you. Affirmations. Appreciate it. Because he can go on and on and on about how terrible I am at communicating.
Oh my glasses.
Thank you.
Glasses on you.
Thank you for affirming
This is
me.
real life shit. This is real life shit right here. Golly.
I mean, this is the same thing that happened.
Thank you for affirming.
Do we have it?
Thank you for affirming me for how far I've come at communicating. Thank you.
Once again.
Because he loved to drag
Do
that
you
down.
think that a viewer topic was? Do you guys think that black people should have ever been integrated? Do you think should we have stayed segregated?
Yep.
I think we should have stayed in Africa.
I think we should have
left us
stayed.
alone.
I think we definitely
Segregated.
should have been segregated. Everything happens for a reason.
Wait, you
It's
think
just
we should
everything
have?
We should have
happens for a reason.
stayed?
Like it's.
I
think
can't
we- I'm
wait for
saying,
that
should we have
reason to
stayed
reveal
segregated?
I
itself.
said no. I think. No, we shouldn't have. I'm glad we integrated all together.
I
100%
definitely.
facts. We wouldn't be where we wouldn't be where. I mean, it's just everything for like I'm probably the wrong person to even answer it, but everything for a reason. That shit happens for a reason.
I guess.
Like
I would say
just
saying segregated would have been best for the black community and the black family. I think integration is good for us for businesses.
Yeah.
But when I think about us as a people, I think staying segregated and just having like your own schools and being able to, I guess, have like jurisdiction on like values and the things that you teach your people definitely would have been beneficial to us versus like integrating into like a white society.
Well,
Yeah, but as far as
in the
like
beginning,
businesses
so-
and like having this quote unquote equal playing field, I think that's good. Even though,
I don't think it would have been.
even like to this day, like business loans and like home ownership things is still really shitty for black people. So I don't know, because it's like if we had, I guess if we had our own like black banks and we could go to our black banks and say, hey, can I get this business loan? But
there are black banks.
it's not the same. It's not the same as though, like, let's say if you had like your Black Wall Street as you had in Tulsa in each and every city, where you can literally go and say, hey, I need this advancement on a house or on a car or on a business, and you're just giving back to your own community. I just think that, I think segregation is good for just like black community, black families, black moms, black dads, and just people being together.
I think now, if you think of any rich, like real wealthy black person, they probably a lot of the wealth.
But that's the business aspect. What their family look like. What do their relationships look like? What do their involvement in their communities look like?
What do you mean?
I just think, I just think
like
as
the
like
rich
black
people?
people, we're not as in tune in our communities as we could be. I don't think we really like help each other out. I think it's more so like look at that nigga, and you may laugh or feel how you feel and you move on about your life instead of like uplifting and trying to help your fellow black person.
I think there is a lot of that, and I think like if you look at it like the people these rappers and stuff who making all this money now, of course some may do bad stuff, some may do good. A lot of that come from white people.
But you're talking about you're talking about a business
concert.
aspect. That's it. I mean, that's because we live in a capitalist society, but I'm really just talking about the unit of a black family outside of white people. We would be better without integration.
Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think so too, because I think it's so important that they felt the need to break it down as soon as they took us from Africa. Like they tore apart the structure of a black family by taking the man, selling him off,
and
doing all
but pimping out women.
It's so
that's
important.
I'm saying divide and conquer. That's just basic principles of conquering people.
No, I don't.
Anything.
When you think about like the Holocaust and things that like white people have experienced, they didn't really like.
I'm saying anything separated. Like I'm saying anything separated is easier to conquer. I'm saying that this is just logical.
That I feel like it's in.
It was
would've been-
strategic.
I feel like
Why
it's
would
super
they not?
important. It was strategically
It was
done.
the same
But
way
it
if
was
everybody stood
strategically
together.
done. But it was
we could do. If all
in order for us to be strong, we have to be
since
together.
we're not, because
Like,
there's always so much, nigga, I'm better than you, nigga, you broke, you a blood, you a crip. It's all this other kind of division shit. We ain't never gonna all to be together.
It's divided.
it's a lot.
And,
It's a
and
lot
like the
that-
support isn't what you think it is either.
It's strategic. It's
No,
systematic. Slavery still exists in
But
a lot of black
slavery
people's
exists
minds.
within society.
So, like, they started with our breaking down. Like, it's a lot. Like, we're still like mentally in chains. Like I've been telling you all the time how slaveries were just after slavery, and we became free, and we were supposed to go on about our lives and create this and do this. And though our ancestors never received that mental like that therapy, like they had to go on and raise generations and generations and generations off of just that mental, that breakdown of their psyche. So it's crazy to me how, we went from slavery to where we are now with absolutely no therapy, nobody to sit down and talk to our ancestors about anything, but they went on to raise generations and generations and generations of people. So it's just, it kind of baffles me. Like Drew was saying, like, he feels like every black person should just get free therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like how, Jews got this or the Native Americans got that. I feel like what we haven't, not that I'm saying I'm asking for a handout, but it's just like our people have never really gotten that therapy
what's the harm in asking for a handout? Because I think that's the thing is that like black people are so I guess like aware of I don't want a handout because of I guess like whatever white people or people in the past may have done when other populations of people have received handouts. Like no, like y'all owe us, like for real. Y'all owe us for real.
I feel like I don't like the word handout. I like reparations. I like reparations.
I don't think it'll pass, which is really like
cool.
sad and
I know
unfortunate.
for a fact it's not gonna pass. But it's cool that they put it out there.
But you
It's
giving
insane.
reparations to people.
It's insane they don't acknowledge it. I feel like they don't want to give it because they don't want to acknowledge that it was done to us.
They would get it all back because of the way that most black people's mind set it up. They gonna spend all that shit anyway. Niggas gonna be broke again in a year and a half.
But the thing is, you gotta remember, y'all seen what's the nigga who run the NFL? What's that nigga name?
Roger Goodell.
I don't know.
Roger Goodell.
Who? Yeah, that nigga. Y'all seen the thing he put out talking about the NFL stands with Black Lives Matter, and he said 75% of the NFL players are black. There would be no NFL without black people. And the thing is, that's what they're starting. Yeah, and the thing is, what's crazy though is that's the fear in all of these white people's heads. Because black people are powerful. When you got that black blood in you, it's different. That's why they'll never give us reparations.
That's their advantage.
You're gonna have a lot of people.
They're never going to give that up.
That's the only advantage they have is that they had a floor. If they gave every black person in America $25,000 in 3 generations time, that wealth distribution in America would change drastically.
I don't believe that at all.
Why not?
You said what?
They're gonna fucking blow it.
I think that's
you're gonna have a lot of. I think that's a very like small population of black people.
I don't think it's a small population at all.
I like it's a very small population of black people who will go out and just blow their money versus people who are like intellectual who want to pour into their community. I don't think that community is smaller people.
My nigga, the fucking.
I don't think so.
The thing is, Gucci and Louis and all them shits. Fucking Dodge, all them shits will fucking skyrocket.
But people who buy that stuff are people who are typically already lower SES.
That's the general black people.
No, it's not. That is not. No, that's typical lower SES who want all that flashy shit. That's not your middle class. That's not your working class of people. Like, that's people who don't have shit.
People who buy that shit. Yeah. If you come like in Dallas, like living in Atlanta is totally different. Like in Dallas here, niggas don't even be driving a lot of nice shit like that. Niggas don't even be wearing a lot of the crazy name brands like that.
It's anywhere outside of Atlanta that does not have a concentration of black people. Black people don't spend their money on shit like that. Outside of Atlanta.
If you give black people $25,000 each, nigga, the 3 generations down the road, niggas are gonna be the wealth distribution would change drastically.
Like more than like 4 or 5 black people that I know that wouldn't blow that shit.
Well, maybe you need to change your circle.
I don't know, man. That is my circle. That I just
That's
named.
what I'm saying.
What the fuck
But
you talking about?
I would. But the
I thought
thing is,
everybody outside of that.
I mean, maybe that's your circle. But when I think about
I don't think
circle,
any of anybody.
they not
I'm
just out here
close
blowing
with,
money.
I'm saying,
no,
but
they
my
wouldn't
circle
blow it.
wouldn't.
My circle
I think
wouldn't
blow
blow
it.
it.
I think
You would.
I said
My circle would not blow it.
I'm
My
talking about
circle
people
would not.
Okay, that's fine. I'm talking about outside of that.
But that's the thing is like,
My
but you have
circle
to
wouldn't.
understand.
So that's a lot of, and not
have
all of our
circles,
people in our
small
circle
circles,
But
would
we have
not
people
blow
in our circle who
my
are
circle.
also okay. But you have
Like-
people within your circle of 4 people who also have like-minded individuals within their circle. So the thing is like that's more reachable.
In their
than
circle,
yours.
yeah.
You guys are,
Don't be a
I'm not
Debbie
wrong,
Downer.
bro.
$25,000 would
that
could
much.
change
If we
if you
keep it
give.
100.
If you get that's $50,000 for a
bread.
couple. That alone
that-
is a
but think
little bit
about-
of
when
money.
you think
But
about
think of
your-
how
your
much
lower
drastically
SES. People don't
that
even-
would
People don't
change
even see
people's life.
$25,000 in a year.
$25,000.
Nigga.
People don't see
50.
that.
You give a nigga $50,000. That's like that's a
shit.
you can
But
do.
no, but that's the thing is
that
like
would change. That could
50K
change
is what
shit.
somebody
That could
one
change
person
shit.
could make in a year.
You
but
could
when you
change
make
shit.
that in
You
a
could
year
that could
as a
change
black
shit.
person, you need to have a degree behind your name. First of all, as a black person.
Not true.
You
9 times out of
you
10
could flip that
to
money
see
like this, buy
50,000 in the
property.
United States as a black person, you need some type of degree.
That's because niggas don't know no better. That's not.
No,
don't
but
have
you-
to.
but
you
you-
don't have to do that.
Okay, you're
The college is
you're-
a fucking scam.
You're
You
speaking
don't
from
have
an
to go to college to do
entrepreneurial
shit.
background.
Exactly.
I'm speaking from a space where
my point, exactly.
where we know
That's my
you need
point, exactly.
listen. Where we know that you need to go to school, you need to get an education in order to uplift yourself and to get out of your typical day-to-day surroundings that may
Proving my
not
point.
be so. Be quiet and listen. Which may not be so great. In order to see that money, you have to have an education behind you.
And you're proving my point.
I'm not proving your
Yes,
point
you
because
are,
my
because-
mother is 50 years old
And
and me and my mama make the same amount of money. My mother has been working since she's been 18
Okay.
because I have a degree behind my name and she doesn't.
That's my point. You're proving my point by saying that the only way that you can make this money is by going to college.
But that's
That's
anybody
proving
in
my
the
point.
United
No,
States.
it's not. That's not.
The vast
Do you think-
majority,
do you
everybody
think-
in the United States are
be hon-
entrepreneurs.
Let's be honest. They're not. But let's be honest. Do you think that, like, all right, college is okay. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with going to college to make money and shit. But you, like, pointing out the fact that saying, like, even in the mindset saying that that's the only way that you can make $50,000 a year is fucking insane.
Okay, the only way that you can make that amount of money as a person of color, specifically a black person, you gotta go to school or you about to be out here playing sports.
That's not true.
Or
either, but okay.
you're gonna break your back to be an entrepreneur, but when are you gonna see that return? You're not gonna see that return of $50,000 until X amount of years after somebody who goes to school for 4 years and they go and get their job.
You ain't not making
The thing is,
I feel like it's
the
not
thing
as
is,
broad.
the why
It's not
I,
as
the
broad
reason
as
why I gave the
entrepreneurship.
low number of $25,000, $50,000 for a household is because there's like say there's and this is where 100 black people in America who's gonna save their money and invest it properly. Then they pass down money management to their kids. And they pass down properties to their
But
kids.
have-
And
I got a
then
question.
by three
I got a question.
generations, now
So
you
giving
have
somebody money
it
who
multiple.
has no financial literacy at all. They're automatically you get a lump sum of
But
money.
I think-
Automatic. No, listen.
Okay.
Automatically, you give somebody a lump
This-
sum of money who has no kind of financial literacy. All of a sudden, they got this $25,000. They know what to do with money.
I really
Fuck
think
no.
I really
They're
they
blowing
they
that
don't,
shit,
but I
bro.
really also
Fuck
think
no.
that
That's what I'm saying. I'm downplaying the fact that people
when
are
I
going to
think
blow
when you
this
think
shit.
of giving
People have-
somebody $25,000, you are thinking of a certain demographic and population of people. You're not thinking about black people in a
When you
spectrum.
talk about black people as a
No,
spectrum,
I'm
black
not.
people don't know about
I'm not
credit.
even saying. I'm not
What are you
even
talking about?
I
Even
would,
as simple as that.
I would
I'm not
say,
even
saying-
older,
I'm not
I
even
would
saying-
say
I'm not even
maybe
saying
older
that-
generations may not know as much, but as far
Even
as
simple as
millennials
that.
and people
I
being
know man millennials
more,
who don't know shit about credit.
I don't think that's true.
What?
What I'm the thing is, listen. This is gonna end the whole discussion because what I'm saying is I'm not even saying more black people would invest it and save it.
I think
I'm fine even if you say
majority
if
of
there,
them
even
will blow
if
it.
25%,
blow it.
huh? Even okay, even with 20% of black people are the ones who are going to invest
it.
and buy property and save their money.
still be farther
20%.
ahead.
3 generations down the line, their kids are going to know money management. They're going to have a head start, and by the three generations time years, the wealth
Okay.
percentage will change
The
drastically.
thing is,
That's just
I
a
wasn't
fact.
even like discrediting the fact that it wouldn't change at all, because there are people who are going to do
Oh.
that with money. All I said
Oh,
was the
okay.
majority of people are going to blow it, and everybody just started arguing with me. That's the fucking truth.
The majority. I don't think it's the majority.
Yes,
I would say the majority. I would
agree.
Say maybe closer to 50-50. I would
50?
say,
bro, she just said 50.
But you're saying 50. But I'm also trying to think about people within my circle.
Even with the people
going to
blowing
blow the entire $25,000. Yes, maybe you want to go get you a purse here or a car here or things like that, but you're not going to blow the whole 25.
You are insane.
I really feel as though the ones that would blow it will come from lower SES. Those are not going to be your quote unquote modern, intelligent, if you want to air quote them, educated black people. They're not going to blow the $25,000.
You're insane.
I'm not.
You're insane.
The whole thing is that we know that if they gave us that money, that it would push black people further ahead.
It would.
Because
in general, it would.
But
overall,
and they won't do it. That's why I think
it wouldn't have any impact.
You're saying that it'll push them ahead, but you're also saying, if they're gonna blow it. How is it gonna push them ahead if they're gonna blow it?
So if a small number, if 10% of anybody does anything, it's gonna have a change or an impact. What are you talking about?
An impact on the economy or the people?
On the general whole in general.
How?
The same thing he was saying, because that group, that 10% of people,
because it's 3 generations down the road.
Their family, their children aren't going to experience the shit they experience. Their children after them won't experience it either. Their children after won't either. It's about ending the generational curses. That's the same way I said I want to start a nonprofit to teach kids about money management, credit, and traveling, so the next generation won't.
So the next
Everybody's
generation
not going to do it. The same way if I had a nonprofit, I can't reach everybody, but I'm going to reach some families, and their families from there are going to go, and it's going to exponentially grow.
And it's a trickle
How does
effect.
that not make sense?
That's not the part that I said it didn't make sense.
That's the part I just explained. You said if I said the majority is going to blow, I just explained how even if the small number didn't blow it, how it would have an impact. I just explained that. What was your point? Or is that not what she said? So what is your point then? Now we're moving on, because that's exactly what you just said.
But the thing is, I think everything happens for a reason. Everything happened for a reason. Who knows what would have happened if we just stayed segregated? It could have been better. It could have been worse. It just is what it is. And I think instead of people even I think they got a lot of people who say, oh, we should have did this, but it's like, let's not even focus on what we should have did. Like, why even spend time on, we should have. Let's focus on the present. Like, talking about the past, that's just irrelevant. Like, what? Yeah, nothing we could do about, we should have did this.
What you can do right now,
let's talk about what we can do right now. Like, fuck whatever we should have did.
Support black businesses.
Stop asking for fucking discounts.
I don't mean to sound like that black person, but
doing that shit, bro.
We as people need to vote in our local elections. Honestly, I know how y'all feel about presidential races and things like that, but in order to have change on the grand scale, you need to change in your community. Honestly, you have to start there.
I'm saying you can change in your community by just circulating the funds.
And I think
but you can't circulate the funds when you don't have the policies in place, because you don't have the people in place to tell you. No. You it has to go together.
I think it's some of both. It's some of both.
But you really need the people in power in order to change.
I'm saying you can circulate the funds without.
It's some of both.
Baby, you need the people in power in order to make sure that
I can get black businesses to do everything. I can get black businesses to wash my car. I can eat at black restaurants.
But when they're also paying into society where that money does not come back into those black communities, you have to be able to vote for those people who are willing to put money back into these communities. You have to. You got to have that.
In high tower, it has to be both. It has to be both. But it's a lot easier to support a business than go vote. Well, I guess it's really both easy now. You can even do by mail and all the online and shit. Yeah. We had one more viewer thing though. With women, we're gonna make this one quick then. With women, like they were talking about at a college party, when there's somebody at a college campus who 12 or 13 women said, they got raped at a frat house. Right? By these guys, and they started calling out the guys. And the question was, why don't guys who be with other guys be like, oh bro, just chill, she's drunk, or leave her alone, she's out of it. Why don't we hold the fellas accountable? Because the people on Instagram been doing a lot of the, I am a black man, I don't tear down black men, saying basically just
that's dumb. If somebody's doing something wrong and you don't do anything, you're just as wrong as them.
But my thing,
I really just feel as though, not to sound like that person. I understand every person in every case is different, but like the general take of like men for women are creeps.
But
men
the thing is, but
like
my thing is this though, and like if my sister came to me and said, "Oh my God, I got raped at a frat house," right? I'm pissed off at whoever the fuck raped her, but I'm pissed off at her also. Why are you getting drunk around people you don't know and fuck with like that, and to the point where you don't even know what's going on? You feel what I'm saying? And why?
But I think that's the problem, is because you're being pissed off at the person who was wrong. You can't be mad at the person who was wrong, because it's no different to where if she were to just go out any other time,
doesn't mean you have fun,
but you can't. But the
it doesn't matter how drunk you decide to get. It don't matter if you decide to pass out in the middle of the street. Nobody has the right.
No, I'm talking about there's a lot of women who get drunk.
No, but you can't get mad at her.
No,
men can get drunk like that and nobody do shit to them. Men can
nobody
get
does
just
anything
as
to a man. No,
men can get drunk.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. That's a double standard. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Men,
because you can't say that she's wrong and she knows better. No, she has
to.
You can't be mad at her. But that's fucked up. That's fucked up. You can't say that it's her fault. No, you cannot. No. You need to be mad at the man, and that's all.
Really quickly.
You can't be mad at her.
You cannot be mad at her because you can get shit-faced drunk and ain't nobody touch you. Nobody
gonna touch you.
But
ain't nobody gonna violate. No, hell no. You can literally sleep outside and nobody will touch you.
If a man gets drunk, you know how many times a man got drunk and ended up getting in a fight and getting his ass kicked?
But are
you're talking about fighting and raping? They're not the fucking same. Those are oranges and apples.
That probably
hell no.
And it's just as fucking wrong.
No.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
It is wrong. I'm not saying
you can't get mad at her.
I'm not
That's
saying
wrong.
You can't be mad at her.
I'm not saying
you can't get mad at her. That's wrong.
Because what you're doing at the end of the day, whether you realize it or not, you are perpetuating rape culture, because you are saying you're wrong. You knew better. Why didn't you do this to put yourself in that situation? That's not cool. That's not cool at all, because you're taking the blame off of the person who did wrong.
You're shaming her.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, because you're telling her that she was wrong and that she know better.
Okay, so have you ever been where your mom, when you're growing up, and your mom or your dad be like, "Yo, don't go down that block right there." It's like don't go down that block.
But she's at a party and everybody's drinking. Everybody's having drinks.
Yeah.
She's not the only person in there getting drunk.
And the thing is, on that block, everybody's getting shot. Everybody, like, it's just, it's just.
But no, that doesn't mean you. No, that's two different things. Like that's completely different scenarios.
I know.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
It's not the same. And like, God forbid, I hope your sister never gets raped, and I hope you never tell her that she's wrong.
Yeah.
I hope you never tell your sister that she's wrong.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be pissed at whoever the fuck took advantage of my sister.
And leave it at that. And leave it at that. Leave it at that.
Don't even
be mad at the victim. That's literally like telling somebody like, "Oh, you're wrong for staying in a domestic abusive relationship." Like you cannot tell that person that they are wrong because they are the victim in that. You can't. It's not cool.
It's not at all. That's terrible. That is terrible, Drew. Like no.
Okay.
That's terrible.
Okay.
Like that was really bad.
That wasn't bad.
It is really bad. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You
so that's why your sister don't tell you shit now.
You're like victim blaming. It's not okay.
Not okay. That's not cool. I would want my sister or my best friend to feel comfortable coming and telling me something like that and not thinking they're going to get judged, because that's exactly what you'd be doing. You're judging her based off of what? Because she was at a party getting drunk with everybody else and somebody took advantage of her.
Something that she would do any other day. That's not cool.
I don't know.
He knows. He's just being stubborn. His ego.
It's not about. I'm telling you how I feel.
You can't point the finger and tell her that you're upset with her at all. It'd be no difference. Like,
and so
God forbid, if you were to have a daughter, you would never. I would hope and pray that you would not fix your mouth and tell your daughter that she was wrong to be in a space that she's typically in if she was taking advantage of.
And like I said, I know the difference in this. And I could just be saying this, but I think it's just for the fact that I know with me and how my parents were, Andrew got blamed. It's Andrew, why this? It's not, it's always, why Andrew, why did you put yourself in that predicament for that to happen to you? Why did you? So that's how
life happens.
Okay, but the thing is, that's what I'm saying.
Life happens. You can't talk about that with rape.
Yeah, but I say y'all wouldn't understand.
You have no control. How would I not understand? My mama raised me and told me, "Oh, Amber, don't do that. You'll get hurt. You touch the stove. It's hot. You get burned." Okay, that's completely different.
I'm not talking about that.
Amber, don't go over there because this could
My
potentially
mom would
happen.
like raise me. Oh, you need to be a woman. Don't dress like this. Don't do this because you're asking for certain attention. No, it's
that don't
fucked
give
up.
you the
I
right
can
to
do
touch
whatever I
me.
want to do. No, y'all niggas should stop being creeps.
Stop being fucking creeps. Stop being fucking disgusting.
Men who are creeps. Just
Stop
being
being pigs.
Agreed.
Because I can wear what I want to wear, but that doesn't mean you can fucking touch me.
That's not an invitation.
It's not
for
an invitation.
anything.
Our
Me being drunk is not an invitation
who
for
we
you
are,
to take
that's the problem.
control.
That's like we're not second tier fucking citizens.
You
It's a
know,
double
I don't
standard.
understand why we are raised women to be aware of their surroundings and to just acknowledge things that may go wrong, but you don't teach men to do the same thing. No, you need to teach men
You should be teaching your sons not to take advantage of women.
Keep their dick in their pants.
But the thing is, all you can.
So if a woman, period. Because the thing about it is, why are they raised to be getting away like what Bree said, and we have to consciously be aware all the fucking time? Just like Sean is over there getting towed up with his buddies, ain't nobody over there taking advantage of Sean. Why can't fucking Stacy over there have a drinking with her girls and get drunk and just go home safely? Why can't she do that?
Why? Because Sean can stumble out of here and ain't nobody gonna blink twice and be like, "Oh, is he okay?" But if Stacy do it, it's like, "Oh shit, niggas is weird, so let's keep an eye out for her."
Okay,
no, you need to teach boys to stop being fucking creeps.
And this could be the last thing I say, because I think I'm being real misconstrued right now. Because like I said, I'm not blaming it on my sister. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm going to be pissed at whoever it is. But the thing is, in any situation throughout life, okay, you can't control your kids. We can't control. It's hard for us to control. You can't control your kids. So you can't control. I can't control no nigga. I can't control no girl.
You can't control her either.
I can't control nobody. So whenever I have me a child, if I have me a daughter, I'm telling her right now, I can't control you never be able to control whatever creep is out there, whatever. You can't control that. All you can control, baby girl, is how you carry yourself. If you go to a party, you can drink, but if you at a house party or any type of party, don't you dare overdrink. Don't do that. If everybody else is around you doing that, sometimes in life, what everybody's doing is not the thing to do. That's first off. So if everybody's in a party getting drunk as they want, that don't mean that's the thing to fucking do. It's not.
So are you going to teach that to your son too?
Huh?
Are you going to have that same conversation and teach those same
Hell
rules to
yes.
your son?
Hell, it won't be on that type of thing. It's gonna be.
But that's the thing. You shouldn't even say it shouldn't be on that type of thing.
You don't know your limit until you get there. Everybody has gotten drunk.
Okay, you don't want to learn your limit.
Tell your girl to be aware of her surroundings and don't get drunk.
You don't want to learn your limit at a house party. You don't want to learn your limit at a club. You don't want to learn. You can learn your limit anywhere, but that doesn't give anybody the right to fucking rape you. That doesn't give nobody shit.
It does not at all.
So, but
you
don't.
But you can't be upset with somebody when it happened.
I was with my cousins at her hotel. I was with my cousins at her hotel.
Okay, you were at and
with
your
all
cousins
people that I knew.
Okay, but no, because it could have been somebody in there that you didn't know that well who could have took advantage of you and people within their own families. That shit happens. Everybody they know. Everybody could fucking know each other and you get raped. That don't mean shit.
I'm not saying okay.
You don't know. Everybody has gotten drunk before. Everybody has reached their limit, their capacity before. So you can't sit here and tell them, "Oh, don't," because it's gonna happen.
What's gonna
but
be?
that doesn't give anybody the entitlement to take your body.
What's gonna be easier to change in this? I'm not. First off, because now I sound like I'm almost defending rape. I'm not defending that shit at all. That's just not cool. That's just not the thing to do. Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to tell you is to give you the outlook of this. There's the two issues. The two things is, what can you control? A creep, or can you try to control?
You can be the most composed woman and get raped.
Yes,
you can
have go to the restroom and are raped in restrooms and they minding their business.
Yes,
so you cannot sit there and say, "What were you doing for this to happen?" You can't do that. You can't do that. You don't have to be drunk to get raped.
From that lens.
All right.
You can be completely sober.
I'm talking about the scenario that I brought up in the beginning.
Any scenario.
You don't need to be pissed off.
Why were you walking down that street? What were you doing at that?
Why were you by yourself?
Why did you wear that? Why was your skirt so short?
You don't turn into question master with the person that was raped. You don't do that.
All right.
No. And then because the thing is, like, when you have that mentality, I hate to say it, but you are be the reason why people don't step up and say that they were raped. Because you would make them feel guilty as to what happened to them. And that's why people don't say anything.
That's
so
really
just
sad.
don't do that. Don't have that mentality.
Because what we want is we want people to tell. We want people to feel comfortable coming and sharing their stories. So that can become a discussion, and that can become a movement, and that can become something greater. So women can't, so it can be that space where that safety net of a community of people that understand and won't misconstrue things and say stuff like that. Because we have to bring awareness to tragic events. Like, we have to. So you cannot villainize them, or you cannot, no. That's just, it's really, really sad, like, for real. Because I know girls who have been through that before. And you can't do that. So if you, I hope this discussion has, kind of enlightened you on maybe how you receive it, how you receive things.
It goes basically, I don't know where but it goes back basically to the same thing we did. We talked about whenever an argument happens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you just don't say, you just kind of listen and you be there and you soothe.
Yep.
Mm.
That was a hot topic, and Aaron didn't say shit.
This episode.
Ooh, I need to finish the rest of my wine.
Aaron,
I tried to say something. I tried to say something.
He did, but it got too hot.
Thing. I was just like, all right, well, I ain't got nothing to say. Then go ahead.
Sorry.
Drew, you said the absolute wrongest thing.
Yeah.
I said
absolute wrongest thing.
All I can do is say my thoughts on it, and be honest on it, and I'll take whatever shots or arrows come with that. That's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I definitely hope that you just reflect it and maybe
to anybody.
A lot of people could say, what they would say if their daughter or somebody they know came, but I'm telling you, I'm pissed at that person, and I'm gonna ask my sister, whoever. Yes, that's me being 100% honest.
Now, if she probably wouldn't talk to you, if I was her, I wouldn't say shit else.
But the thing is,
take that second
if
part
I was
off
her,
the table.
I wouldn't tell you
take
shit.
it off the table.
I would take immediate defense to what you said.
And if you're going to be
immediate
upset, then I think that's something you should just keep to yourself and not verbalize it. And like, I feel as though nothing is wrong with being upset, and it's just like, damn, how did my child or how did my sister end up in this situation and being upset with the person that caused them harm, but never like reflect that onto the person that was done wrong.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of how you can kind of combat it.
Yeah,
but I just wouldn't push that onto them at all, because that really will make them shut down, because you're making it seem like it was their fault.
Probably, I'm not second guessing what y'all saying at all.
Right.
But I just know the way I was raised, because that's how it was with my parents.
The way I was raised.
And that's probably.
I was raised. Okay, you 28, right? You finna be 29. Where I was raised. Let it go. You learn.
We learn. You need to let go.
Okay,
girl.
all right. I do the same thing. But Drew, for real, for you to say that about this. For you to say that about this,
and be honest on how I fucking feel. What you mean? Yes,
okay, but it was great. It was great that you did say it, and it was great that it happened. It was great that it happened. This is a very important topic, and I'm glad we were able to bring awareness to it, because we were able to see both perspectives and both sides, and we were able to combat that. You know how men think. You know what I'm saying? We were able to kind of shed some light. I'm not saying all men think like that or all men will respond that way, but it was, hearing that. And I didn't expect you to say it. So it kind of brings you're learning. So we're all learning. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything. You don't know everything. This is a topic that needs to be held. So I'm glad you brought it up.
And that's the end of this podcast episode.
Well, that was it for this episode.
That was it.
Don't forget, if you want to join the discussion thread, DM us on the gram.
We'll add you.
Please.
We'll add you.
Talk about things that have happened in the previous episode. Let's not go so far ahead.
It's not a powwow. We love y'all and we like y'all, but it's not.
And reference the episode. Say, episode 3 where the topic was this. What do y'all think on that?
Yeah, we can talk about any old episode.
It has to be some structure. You know what I'm saying?
But just send us a DM. We'll add you to that. Don't forget to follow
add
us
other
on
people
Instagram.
too.
And add other people too. That's cool. Subscribe, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and such. Yeah, we'll see you on week 10. I don't know if we'll actually do the new thing for week 10, but we might.
Maybe
we might do something else.
Something else.
Might do something else.
Some a little
We'll do
light.
something. We'll do something for episode 10.
You know, you
I
might
like
fly to
balloons.
Atlanta
Maybe
and
we
do it
get
in the
some more
live.
balloons.
We ain't doing no more goddamn.
Oh, that would be
balloons.
cool.
That would been lit for the 10.
Drew's not turning around and coming next week to do 10. I'm just telling you right now.
I
No,
don't know.
he's probably not.
I'm telling you right
saying.
now, that's not happening.
I don't know. I
Bipolar.
feel as though, like, even though, like, the Rona is a real thing, I do still feel as though flights are really cheap, and I just think
You got me
if
fucked up.
I'm
You think I'm
just,
going to the
like,
airport?
covered up and things
You know
like
what got
that,
fucked up?
maybe I
He's
can
saying
just
now
still
he's
go
not going to the
somewhere.
airport.
You got me fucked up. You think I'm going to the airport?
I mean, you don't like road trips. If we could drive somewhere,
I ain't driving my shit.
we can go. Oop, that's all I needed to know. Okay. Yay.
And I don't
Until
want to be in
next
contact.
episode.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next
All
time.
right,
Hold it down.
bye,
Peace down.
Bye.